Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't never have to fight again because the exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Right.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother Jusdu. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdu, man. Much love and respect.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the family. We made it again. We here again on this good Thursday. Build on this boxing and give it its just due. Y'all know how we do. We're gonna take over the airways for a little bit. You know. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, support the grind. We gonna build. Got some stuff to talk about, man. What's good with it? Good peak bowl of all my guy. What's good with it, family? How you feeling? Peace to the queen. Shay, how you feeling today? CJ, what it do, homie? 2 cents in the building. Fly frequency in the building. My brother Mike Kirkland is in the building. Miss Jusdu is in the building. How you feeling, baby girl? Yeah, y'all hit the like buttons. You know, all that good stuff. We gonna talk about it. Thrill hell, what it do, man? How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? And my baby girl popped in. She must have seen Keyshawn in the title. She seen Keyshawn in the title. She here for it. That's why she here, y'all. You already know why she here. You know what I'm saying? We know why you Why you in the building? How y'all feeling? But we're going to talk about it. We're going to get to it, man. It's a few things we're going to talk about. This tweet I seen from Turkey, man. I've been hearing a lot about this upcoming card with Sheeraz and, Berlanga and ZEPEDA and Shakur. And, people been saying that he's setting these guys up to lose and different things like that. But he made a very interesting tweet that had me thinking, man, if he's trying to set these guys up, why would he be pissed off to see them lose? But it's a weird statement to make publicly too, though, at the same time. So it's a bit strange that he came out and made that statement. He tweeted that, but we can get this short stuff out the way. Don Royal, what it do? Says Sheeraz is overrated, trash. He's not trash, bro. I get why you would say overrated, right? Because people praise these fighters way before they're able to actually even prove themselves. And a lot of times the praise comes off as a bit premature, right? So I think that's probably what you speaking to as it pertains to Sheeraz, right? I don't think he's a bum. I don't think he's trash or anything, right? I can't tell you how you look at him, right? But he's a good fighter. He's just still young. He still got to prove it. We ain't had enough of a sample size to really see what he made of, because, we did see him beat Austin Ammo Williams impressively. That was an impressive win, right? But, we haven't, since then we seen him fight Carlos Adames, and he had to get a gift to win that fight. So, a lot of people kind of took some steps back on him, and I get it. But for me, I'm still got my eye on him. I think Sheeraz can fight. Him and Berlanga, I think, could be a surprisingly really good fight. I'm here for it. A lot of it is going to ride and depend on how well he prepares for this fight and his execution. You know what I'm saying? His execution need to be spot on, A1. You get what I'm saying? If not, then he's going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Sheeraz, I can already see it. He already lost to a guy that boxed him down, and he just didn't look good. So he got to redeem himself. I think he made something about the weight or whatever the case may be. A lot of guys do that. At least for him, he did go up. He did go up where he belonged at. So we get to see. Berlanga, I think, is a legit puncher, and if he not careful, he could run into some too. So we're gonna see, man, because Sheeraz was getting touched up by Carlos Adames. Now, Edgar Berlanga is not the boxer that Adames is, doesn't have the experience he does, but definitely can punch. Big guy. He is learning. He is learning on the job. I keep telling people that because he had those first 16 first round knockouts, and you're not able to learn as much as one would imagine when you get guys out of there in less than 3 minutes every single time you out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Kirkland, man. Always supporting the grind for the grind, building boxing. Appreciate you, bro. Much love to my guy, Mike Kirkland. And we just moved, by the way. So, Mike Kirkland, see you, man. My apologies for the delay. Your shirt will be there. I got you. We're going to make sure of it. And, yeah, we're going to keep building. So, my apologies for any delays, man. Shout out to Mike Kirkland, always supporting the grind. Sheesh. Shout out to him. My God, Turkey is a casual. It's not for boxing. Steve Kim. Yeah, I don't know. Dank, what it do on me? Star Fox in the building. You know what I mean? Big Dog Willie. Shout out to the Queen. Shay was in the building. Big Dog was saying Jake Paul versus Tate November 22nd, Las Vegas, MGM. Fact, if that shit happening, man, that happened, boy, they're going to be sick for real. They're going to hate that. They're going to hate that because a lot of people say there's no way in hell they'll fight him, but we'll see, man.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Mike Kirkland, man. Always, man. And Big Dog Willie, y'all two the biggest supporters, man. Y'all always holding your boy down. Much love, man. Shout out to my guys. Peace to the Queen, man. Always good to see the Queen in the building. But yeah, we're going to talk about that, but briefly, I want to make a pit stop over to Keyshawn Davis, right? Because it was a long time coming, right? I've been said that he needed some type of apology, a statement or whatever for the people, right? So he could just move past the situation. You know, given his personality and his outspoken nature, right? He's not the kind of guy that he would benefit from tucking his tail or, you know, ducking his head and trying to get, you know, away from this without owning up to it first. So I said this is the first step to you know, getting back in the good graces of the people and getting back where he belonged, right? Back on the path that he was on before these couple of hiccups and these mishaps. I don't think this will be something that we'll see normally from him. I think some guys do need to bump their heads a bit, do need to learn little wake-up calls here and there along the journey to kind of set them straight to get them right. And that's what Keyshawn did. And I could be wrong as hell, but I think he knows what's at stake, man. He had a long time to sit there, like he said, for the past few weeks. He had time to sit there and think about that $1 million payday. Trust me, we talk about it. He thought about it. You get me? So he knows as a growing fighter, man, a father now, is you got to make better decisions. You got to move better, because now it ain't just about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about you, your brand, your brothers, the family, your kid, like all of that stuff that you build, and you got legacy. All of that stuff is tied into every decision you make. No matter what you do, you can't detach from none. So that's just the responsibility that comes with being in that limelight, winning these fights, being the topic of conversation, you know, becoming a world champion and really just growing. That this is what comes with it. It's a lot of responsibility, but I think you cut out for it. You allowed to make a mistake. You're allowed to make more than one mistake. But I think the key, just like in any other situation, is being able to learn from the mistakes. You can learn from it. It's a lesson, not a loss. I like to look at it like that. And for him, you know, this statement was long overdue. You know what I mean? But you can't tell nobody when to come out and make their statement. And I think this kid understands the magnitude of the situation, the mishap, you know, just the blown opportunity. And if it's anybody that's affected by it and feeling it, it's him. Because I think he definitely gives a damn about his career. So I expect to see a really good version of Keyshawn Davis moving forward. I think he gonna get back on the you know, back on his job the way he's been. And it's gonna be business as usual for him. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? I want to believe that for him, because I don't see why he should do anything differently than, you know, what he was doing right before this. You know what I'm saying? Get back in the gym, stay locked in, focus up. You know, lean on your circle, your inner circle around you, and just keep building from there, man. You got a lot of people, you know, just looking to see you do well. You know what I'm saying? Never mind the negative people. You got a lot of people rooting for you, and I think for good reason. So you want to make them people proud as well as yourself, your kids, the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Keep moving. Emmanuel, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Shout out to CJ. Respect, peace, and blessings to the Just Do fam. That's my guy, CJ. Appreciate that support, homie. How you feeling, man? Big shout out to CJ, and shout out to my cuz in the Cash App supporting the grind as well. For the
and we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your Just Do.
Shout out to the cuz, man. I appreciate you, cuz. Much love. So behind Ann's TV, my homie says if Folly didn't just think about it, he felt it. Yeah, he felt it. He started looking like, and we doing good, but man, we would have been up and we could have been doing a lot better. So you start to feel it, all the things you could have done with it, done for your kid, done for yourself, how you could have put it up, invested, like, you know, saved. It's so many things that go through your head, and you just get to assess it, and it goes through your head, and you like, you know what? It just forces you to make better decisions if you truly care. And I'm one to think that that's a guy that cares, man. He know how to get it together. You know what I'm saying? He not a lock in. Just a foolish mistake. That's all. Just a, you know, a moment of weakness and poor judgment, decision making, right? And we've all been victims of that situation, that type of circumstance. So he's no different. He's human, but again, it's all about him responding and getting back. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. And that life in the spotlight, Mike, and he adjusting to it, and we seeing it. And I think just like with anybody else, man, that shit comes with it's bumps in the road. Everything ain't gonna be 100% smooth selling. But like I said, just don't allow your mistakes to be repetitive, right? Learn from them and grow. You know what I mean? And just be better overall. And I think that's where he is going to be looking to go. That's the direction he's going to be headed, because he got too much going for himself to do anything less. You know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short by, selling yourself short. But he said, for the past few weeks, I reflected over my actions, and I apologize to everyone that I've affected. I let my supporters down, especially the youth. He put that in all caps, so he's aware. The youth that looked up to me. And got to say looked up, that look up to you, bro, because they still do. You know what I mean? I will set a better example. Thanks to everyone that's still checking up on me. Hashtag all love. And in the end, the truth will reveal itself. Hashtag God body. And I think maybe to what he's speaking about as far as the truth, that the story hit quick immediately. Oh, the Davis brothers jumped the Albright kid. Oh, they jumped him. They jumped him in the locker room. Then when you got to listen and the Albright really tell the story, it was revealed that he wasn't jumped. So I think when he's speaking about the truth, that's what he's talking about. It was a statement made by Keyshawn's team that said it was somebody from Albright's camp that threw a punch that actually landed. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, nobody really got hurt bad. Keyshawn is the one that lost out the most. His pockets, he took a hit there. Career-wise, he took a hit there. You get what I'm saying? Reputation, brand, all of it taking a hit on the night, but it's not something that you can't recover from. It's just all about making a smarter decision. And again, winning cures a lot of this. So his next opponent, whoever that may be, make their ass pay. Make them pay, bro. Your next opponent, make them pay. Popping the jab. Shout out to you, fam. How you feeling? Talib, my dog, was good with it, bro. Y'all hit the like button. We're going to keep building, man. We're going to keep talking about it. So, well done, Keyshawn. Short and sweet. You didn't need no super elaborated, blown out, drawn out explanation. Just accountability and awareness. That's all you need to show. And, he's understanding the magnitude, right? He know better, man. Come on, man. So still young, you got room to grow, and I think with growth comes mistakes on the way to that growth. So you just seen him make a mistake. Couldn't have come at a worse time. You get what I'm saying? After blowing weight on the scale, relinquishing your title, and never even making it to the fight. After putting in all that work in training camp, now you got to hear people questioning your discipline. If you really care, is this a sign of things to come? You see, I told you he wasn't ready for the spotlight, and you hearing all that different stuff. And, with moves like this, those actions kind of play into those narratives. So people's imaginations going to run wild and they're going to talk crazy. But like I said, it's all up to Keyshawn and the people around him. They're going to keep him on a straight and narrow. He going to stay on the straight and narrow because that's where you need to be to make it in this game. You don't need no unnecessary setbacks. You know what I'm saying? Allow your work that you put in to speak for you. Everything else will take care of itself. Keep making those smart investments. Keep investing in yourself, the youth, and your people. And I think you're going to be fine, bro. You're entitled to make mistakes. No, when I say that, it doesn't justify him doing what he did. But you understand that, I've seen worse shit. People can make mistakes. This explanation or this statement clearly lets you know, like, look, I got to set a better example. He put youth in all caps. That stood out to me because, I've seen him go out there and speak to the kids and different stuff like that. And you don't do that. You by force. He wasn't forced to do that. Like, you obviously care when you go to reach out to them. So, you got a lot of people really banking on you to make the right decisions when that spotlight is shined on you. And, for what it is, just to be straight up, this one was not a good representation. This is not the kind of message you want to send to the people that look up to you. So this point forward, I think you can start rebuilding, right? Make your statement, keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Don't stay stuck on stupid for too long. Hopefully we hear a date sooner than later. It was some brief news that came out about him being, in talks for fighting Albright for a second time. You get what I'm saying? But that wasn't confirmed. So I feel like now that he got this apology, so to speak, out the way, now he could look forward to possibly getting a date and get back in the ring. So we're going to see. Shout out to the real boxing fans. Shout out to the real ones that understand, man. These dudes are young. They're going to make mistakes. Saying that doesn't mean it's okay to make mistakes, but it is okay at the same token, right? Because you're human. Just got to learn from that shit and do better the next time around. So shout out to the real boxing fans that ain't jumped right off the bandwagon the first opportunity that they had. And this is right here is a teachable moment. And this right here, family, is why Jusdu don't like to call himself a fan, and I like to call myself a supporter. You see? Because, you know, and this is no slight to nobody at all. Shout out to Keyshawn. Well said. Keep it short, sweet. Keep it pushing. That this is the difference between fans and supporters. See, the fans of Keyshawn, they see this. Man, I don't like him no more. And, you know, he's stupid. And they already ready to wash their hands with him, right? You know? And then the supporters are like, all right, man, tighten up, younger. Come on, man. You had us geeked up for this fight. This was your opportunity. Step on some shit, create some separation from you and the rest of your peers. You get what I'm saying? This was a great opportunity. And De Los Santos was that opportunity, that launch pad to essentially, you know what I mean, get people buzzing and talking even more with the right kind of performance, regardless of what the naysayers and the haters is talking about. So definitely a missed opportunity for him. And I know this is not something that he gonna ever want to happen again. He don't want this to happen twice. You know what I mean? That shit sting, man. You get me? Shout out to homie BJ33, man. Always holding me down. Say salute, fam. Always giving boxes. They just do. Appreciate the love, BJ. That 10 piece and the cash app. Support.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your Just Do.
Let's keep going. Shout out to the homie BJ. Let's keep building, y'all. You know, so good job. Well done. You got fans, and this is where Keyshawn starts to understand the fans from the supporters. People still gonna rock with you. They just not rocking with what you did. It's a difference between the two. We're not condoning any type of outside the ring activity, fisticuffs, brawls, fights, scuffles, push shoving matches. Like, we're just not a fan of it because it could always go left. But at the same token, we're not going to demonize you for making a mistake, where I've seen so much worse happen in boxing. And y'all seen me play the clip where dude hit Derek Chisora with a damn glass bottle, bro. I think that was David Hay and Derek Chisora. You get what I'm saying? He glassed me. Like, you just seen some wild shit. Conor Ben slap Chris Eubank with an egg. Chris Eubank slap Conor Ben with an egg. You get what I'm saying? Like, you see some shit. So the end of the day, it's just all about being smarter. And again, with him releasing his statement, it's awareness, accountability. Now you move forward. Keyshawn, I'm rocking with you. I know the next opponent gonna pay. Somebody getting their ass beat. I'm gonna just go out on a limb, go ahead and get that out the way now. Keyshawn Davis gonna possibly beat somebody's ass the next time you get in the ring. Because that's just what good fighters do. They respond to adversity the right way. They treat the shit like the mistake he just made, he gonna treat it like the opponent caused it, right? It's kind of like how Tank do. Tank going through shit, take it out on the opponent, man. I love to see it because he focused all that energy and put that shit into, put it into some pain, beat the hell out of somebody. So that's what I'm banking on, man. It's life after mistakes. It's boxing after this mistake. Yeah, this is an unnecessary one. You ain't need this one, but happened. Now go be great. Go to 140. Keyshawn and step on somebody. Go to 140 and step on some shit. That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? Shout out to BJ. Appreciate you. Kids be young. Y'all here be straight. Y'all 2 cents. What it do? A lot of fake outrage. Yeah, it is. Dante's Boxing Talk. My homie. What's good, Brody? Legacy remains. What's good, family? Shout out to Talib. He said, Kid Austin looks nervous. I got Farmer, man. We're going to talk about that a little bit too, man, because that is another impactful or meaningful fight in the lightweight division. That's a prove-it fight for the young Schofield after all that shit that happened with Shakur. So a lot of people are watching him for good, bad, or indifferent. Some people don't even think he's going to make it to the fight. Some people looking at him like they like jokes. But that's his prove-it moment for sure. So sink or swim for the young one because he in there with a very experienced guy that definitely still got some tread on the tire, and we seen that. And them back-to-back performances was a pace. My bad. Shout out to Talib. Made the wrong one. It's all good. It's all things, my guy. What it do, man? Was good. So there you go, man. Keyshawn Davis, well played. About time. Get it out the way. Now you can go do you at 140. Cash Sports, the box story, and pugilism was good, homie. Notice minus setback. Yeah, we've been through it all with our hometown sport heroes, Al and Vic. Enough say you get me. Little hick 'em up. Pugilism, that's all. Little hick 'em up. Players slip up. You get me? Players slip up. He slipped up. You know, now it's time to get right. Now it's time to get it back. All right, let's keep rolling, y'all. Let's keep on rolling. So something else I seen that I wanted to talk about. I had seen this tweet. I meant to bring it up to talk about it, but slipped my mind. I mean, we've been moving around the last few days, so been a little off point, but we here. We gonna build on it. So we've seen, or should I say, we've read the different tweets from Turki Alashikh. We read the, I don't want to see no more Tom and Jerry boxing matches. And it just it's crazy how it go, right? Because you hear him come out and make this statement after the Fatal Fury card, right? After the Canelo Alvarez event, about the Tom and Jerry boxing matches, basically a cat chasing a mouse. Like, he don't want to see guys running around the ring and all these different things, right? And you seen the different fallouts from it. You seen the different responses and different takes. You heard the emergence of the no running rule, as they called it, right? All this different shit. And it's crazy. Like, you hear 18 by 18 foot ring, right? You want to use smaller ring and effort to create more entertainment or more action. But then you got guys rejecting it. One of the guys being Sheeraz, one of the guys that he's openly lobbying for. Now we got this fight coming up July 12th. We got this card coming up in New York. Shakur, ZEPEDA, Sheeraz, Berlanga, co-main and main event. So it's a good card, by the way. Not the only two fights on the card, but those are going to be the ones that I think got the most eyes on them, obviously. But for him to go from 18 by 18 foot ring to, I will be very upset if Berlanga and ZEPEDA knock out Sheeraz and Shakur. We had big plans for Sheeraz and Shakur, and this result will be a complete disaster. I get it, but it sounds crazy, bro. See, this is the stuff, like, certain things should, just because you could tweet it, don't mean you should type it up and hit send, bro. Sometimes you just gotta type shit up and just delete it, bro. Save it in a draft or some shit. Don't post this out, because you just get the people to talking to him. I don't know if he care or not, but bro, when you start doing this, you're going to start making, like, look, 18 by 18 foot ring, you're already making people think you're trying to push Shakur in a situation where he got to, go for it, right? You almost like setting him up. That's what they thinking. Then on the flip end, you saying if they lose, you're going to be very upset. It'll be a complete disaster. Like, you using some powerful words. Like, so on one end, it's like the 18 by 18 foot ring is that in the effort to make it tougher on him? Because then on the other end, you like, yeah, I don't want them to lose because it'll be a disaster. And we already seen the last time he gave his input on the Sheeraz fight, he ended up not losing. So I don't really like the public statements, because it almost says intent, right? It almost makes me feel like you're already setting the table. Like, yeah, as long as he don't get smoked and knocked out, he gonna win this fight. And that's what happened against Adames. He got outboxed. There's no way in hell was it a draw. And no planet was that a draw, that fight. So that's in the back of my mind. So these public statements is already like, you want it so much your way, you're willing to influence or impact these fights in ways that would, get you the decision that you're looking for, get you the desired outcome. Because on one end, you like, yo, if they don't give me enough action, then 18 by 18 foot ring. And it didn't. Nah, shout out to Next Gen. I don't think it got confirmed, because you got Puello, Sheeraz rejected it. Shakur accepted the 18 by 18 foot ring. But it's like, on one end, it look like you want them to work harder in there. And then on the flip end, it's like, but I don't want them to lose because we got big plans. You get what I'm saying? So shout out to Howard Lane. Yeah, ZEPEDA in for Rude work. And Steph Brown, my God, what it do, Steph? How you feeling? Man, he said sound like he putting pressure on the fighters he's invested in. It sounds like it to a degree, right? It do. It really do. It's like one end you want them to fight. And then on the other end, you're like, yeah, but I still want y'all to win. So we all know if we see a fight where it's competitive or close and it go to the cards and Shiraz win, people gonna go back to this tweet. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna go back to the Diamonds fight. That's all I'm saying. So certain stuff, like, it's freedom of speech. Speak your mind, say what you want, but you know, sometimes it kill you to, you know, that this could be, you know, just these tweets are so much more than tweets when you got this kind of quote unquote influence that he has, right? As they call it. This influence, this money. When you got money, money is influence, right? Money is power, as they always say, and that's what he got access to. So that's the thing. You got to worry about how many people are going to try to appease him by, you know, trying to fight a certain way. You get what I'm saying? You just seen it with, who was that? Yafai? The Yafai kid that got stopped over this weekend. You get what I'm saying? Got beat up trying to go in there and go balls to the wall. It was a stupid decision. Kyle Cooler, blessings, family. How you feeling? You get what I'm saying? So I don't need to see boxing be influenced in a way like openly where it's affecting the overall product, because guys are worrying about what you think and if they can be paid a certain way by you. But Marcus, what it do, homie? Like, remember, one of the things I was suggesting that he do if he want more entertainment, won't you do something like with the TKO, I mean not the TKO, the OTX was doing with the not KO bonuses and stuff like that. And then you hear him come out and I hear it's like $1 million incentive, KO incentive, and then he upped it to like 5 million. So that's what you do. I could respect that. You saying, yo, I want to see entertainment so bad that y'all listen, do you. But if you get a knockout, hey, it's an extra 5 M's for one of y'all if y'all go out here and smoke some shit. You get what I'm saying? That's at least might make you fight at least harder, even if you don't get the knockout. You might get the entertainment that you're looking for, right? So that's what I like. I like that stuff. That's cool. Do that. Do the incentives, right? Go pay somebody. Pay for what you want to see. But don't tell me I got to do it a certain way. Don't tell me it's something I can't do in order to give you something that you want, right? Do it what you've been doing. That KO bonus incentive, that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the people off. Get them people an extra reason wanting to punch somebody's head in. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Brown. What's good, homie? I'll be crying when Shiraz gets a star. I'm telling you, what Shiraz? Hey, look, Cornelius, we're going to talk about that too. What's good, player? How you feeling? And look, that's another element to the game, right? That's another element to this, y'all. Now, it's clear. It's clear. I think it's past speculation. I think it's fair to say that it's pretty much an undeniable fact that he loved him some Hamza Shiraz. Not only did you was openly giving instruction when he was losing to Carlos Adames on one of your cards. He ended up not losing. He got a draw. That was a gift. Christmas came early as hell for him, right? Now you're openly saying that you will be very upset if he gets knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, this is your guy, right? And are you going to influence these fights, or are you going to let him fight like a man? You get what I'm saying? Because that shit you pulled against Adames can't happen. And I'm just going to assume it was you, because this is why you should have kept your mouth closed. You saying things publicly about, you know, how many points he down and he need to throw more punches, and that shit is just in bad taste. And then when he didn't do it, he still don't lose. These dudes running around here knowing they need a knockout and didn't get one, and they still didn't lose the fight. Now you're going to come back around and spin the block in another meaningful fight. You're going to say, yeah, I would be very upset if he get knocked out. Like, that's part of the game, bro. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to demonize him for speaking his mind, but like I said, man, with him, his tweets travel far, man. He got some reach. He say this and people get to talking. Now we watching Sheeraz and Berlanga extra close. Get what I'm saying? Now we watching extra close. Now, what if Sheeraz go in there because you talking Tom and Jerry stuff and he get off his game and he don't want to box? What if he think it's cool to slug it out with Berlanga? Now, because you saying Tom and Jerry, you out here giving KO incentives and all types of shit, right? What if he go out there and don't fight his fight and get slept? And exactly what you don't want to happen happens. You said you'll be very upset. That's a possibility of happening if he just listened to what you say. Yeah, don't move around the ring. Yeah, get in there and fight. We want to see guys really go for it. And what if he really go in there and go for it and he run into one of them Berlanga joints? Because I think Berlanga got the power to hurt him. I really do. Think about it. Sheeraz was just at 60 not too long ago. Now he has 68. Berlanga been up there. Some say he could be even bigger. What was he, 190 against Canelo? What did they say, 180, something, 190? What was he? You get what I'm saying on fight night? So he's going to be a pretty big guy. Probably be damn near a cruiserweight on fight night. So what if he go in there trying to prove some shit? What if he go in there with that Tom and Jerry tweet on his mind? You get what I'm saying? What if he go in there thinking about this tweet where you said you'll be upset if he lost? Like he trying to fight for you instead of himself. That's all I'm saying, bro. Stressed out boxing, my guy. Their bonus just encourages recklessness and slap more motivation. See, I can deal with that though, because that's more of a choice, right? You got a decision to make if you gonna fight a different way because that KO, that incentive, right? I can respect that. But it's different when you got to fight a certain way because somebody decided to make the ring a few feet smaller, you know what I mean? And in an effort to benefit the guy that can't move as well. You get what I'm saying? And that's not incentive based. So you get me? So it's like, what the hell you doing? You get what I'm saying? Which way is it? I feel like you cool with just paying for what you want to see. Tell them people straight up and down, bro, you get a knockout, here go this bag. Here go these 5 M's, bro. Go ahead and get this KO bonus. Go ahead and get this KO bonus, man. Get that KO bonus. Hold on, that ain't what I'm looking for. Where that? I'm looking for something else. Oh, here we go. Edgar Berlanga joined the party. Edgar Berlanga commented, bro. He repost. Turkey repost. He said, don't worry, you'll be upset. I'm gonna mess up your day. July 12th, I'm gonna destroy your boy. Motown, what it do, homie? Man, so Berlanga in the mix. Berlanga wasn't feeling this, man. Berlanga like you out here picking favorites. Berlanga like Turki Alashikh out here picking favorites. I'm about to smoke your boy, bro. I'm about to smoke your boy. Sunshine, what it do? About to smoke your boy. I'm gonna smoke him. And kick your boy ass, man. That's what he doing. So all I'm saying is, man, his words have meaning to it. Shit he say has influence because people feel like he's the bag. You the guy providing the bag. People might feel inclined to try to please you or you know, fight to your liking. You get what I'm saying? To your satisfaction. So you just don't want a boxing space where you got a bunch of guys sacrificing intelligence, IQ, being defensively responsible for money and to appease one guy. That's all. You just don't want to see that kind of stuff. I want to see a fair shake July 12th. I don't want to see, set up rings, people trying to make rings smaller because guys that can't cut the ring off can have a field day. I ain't feeling that kind of shit, but good thing that I ain't got to fight. And Shakur doing the fight because he said, bring it on. 18 by 18, no problem. He said 18 by 18, this going to be a breeze. You dig? So I think it's funny how the guy that he's lobbying for is the guy that wasn't a fan of the 18 by 18. Gavin, what's good with it, fam? Nah, I don't think so because of Sheeraz and Puello rejecting it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think so. Yeah, he got the favorites, Cornelius. You already know. Ring size and KO bonus influence the fight less than open scoring. Me, to a degree, right? Because I think all this talk about ring size is a bit exaggerated, some of it to a degree. But at the same token, just what the intent is when somebody is putting a focus on it, putting emphasis on trying to make the ring smaller. Like, yeah, we got to give guys less room to run and move. We need to see more action. We're paying for this. Like, nah. Bro, that ring Vito fought in the smallest ring. I said, yo, what? Hey, bro. They was out, Lamarga. Wasn't they fighting in the damn sandbox, bro? They was out there fighting in the sandbox, bro. That ring was tiny as hell. That was a sandbox. That wasn't a ring. That was definitely a sandbox. They took that shit literally. Like, remember? Say we grew up fighting in the sandbox. They said, yeah, y'all talking sand. Y'all used to fighting in sandboxes anyway. You get me? They like, yeah, go ahead fighting in sandbox real quick. Yes, sir. Showtime. Shakur, yeah, you gonna make them stop the 818. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy because he was with it. But you're right, bro. You're right. They was fighting in the sandbox. But yeah, he was with the 18 by 18. It's good to know that the guy that they was trying to frame as a runner wasn't with that. He wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was with it. You know what I mean? He was with it. So that's good, man. That ring was horrible to watch on TV. It was tiny, man. That was a sandbox for sure, bro. They had them fighting in the same size space that you remember the same space you play four squares in. That was that. They had them fighting in that. So you gotta keep. That's all I'm saying, Dante. You get me? Speak your mind. 2-4. What it do on me? Said knockout instead of just losing. Another draw cooking up for Sheeraz. I hope not, yo. Some stuff it don't need to be made public because it makes people feel like you have intent to like if you don't get your way, you gonna influence it so that you get a desired outcome. And that's kind of fixing fights, tampering, like you get what I'm saying? It's gonna be very distasteful and people not trying to see or have that be a part of what's going on. We just want to see clean, fair fights. That's all. And I don't want to be accusing them of doing nothing, but certain statements get put out, and then you see a fight get played out, and the guy get a favorable, call or you know what I mean? He getting a better or the close round. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we just don't want to see that. That's all, bro. You supposed to be trying to win the people over. How do you do that? Give them great fights where they fair and the best man win. May the best man win. Turkey got a leader. Or Fowler can do both. Yeah, man. Nah, yeah, they're not fighting it. Nah. Because, his guy that he lobbied so much for, he rejected it. He don't want it. One of them, him and Puello. And Puello a boxer. Puello, like, I'll be damned. Puello probably was like, over my dead body. Over my dead body, bro. We listen, we about to fight. Hey, we gonna fight in a regular size ring. I need to box and move. You ain't gonna be cramping my style, telling me I can't move. You get me? So what y'all think about this? Berlanga tag Turk, like he told Turk, look, I'm messing up your plans. I'm messing up the day for you. I'm destroying your plans. But I'm telling you, stop speaking on these plans before you get through these current fights. Blue Hustle Man was good with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. This is crazy. Nah, he said he was cool with it, Motown, but I don't think it wasn't official because a couple of the other guys rejected it, as I was saying. So, you know what I'm saying? Just know if he had to fight it and it wasn't a problem for him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. But Turk, man, you gotta stay out of it. You gotta let these fights play out, bro. You gotta have more faith, have a little more faith in Sheeraz. You know what I'm saying? Have a little more faith in Sheeraz. He said he was underperforming at 160. Said he gonna be feeling better at 68. Let's see it then. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sheeraz and Puello, no accept. Right. That ring not gonna have to pay them telling you. Yeah, and it's not that small anyway. It's not that small where you can't move anyway, especially when you're smart and you got IQ, you know how to utilize the ring. You don't need it to be super big for you to have success. Especially if people really pay attention to how bro fight. As long as he got enough room to do lateral movement and control the range when he need to, he just fine. But I like this, man. Berlanga say he ain't going for this shit, man. He like, bro, you got to chill. I'm spoiling plans. I'm beating your boy up July 12th. And that's going to be that. You know what I'm saying? I'm ruining the bag for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm destroying whatever plans you got for Sheeraz, beating you up, man. Tell me, because I wouldn't be surprised if Sheeraz end up being a potential candidate for Canelo. And I know I might be looking a bit ahead, but just think about it. Think about it. Think about the MO of the fighters that Canelo been fighting. Young, inexperienced, got good records, good KO percentages, shit like that. It's like easy sales, right, to the casual audience. And I think that's what he go for. So what plans could he have for Sheeraz? Think about it. Who's the man at 68? That's Canelo. He got all the belts. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Man, my bad, y'all. Just watch Joey Spencer. Tim Zoo, that was 18 by 18 ring, looks like. Yeah. So that's what I don't like about what Turkey saying. No matter who win, he can still make the fights he got planned. This is about making boxing better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I get it. Because he's saying that he got plans, but he should still be able to go ahead with those plans, win, lose, or draw. That's the problem with boxing. Why do you have to win every single fight to get the opportunity? If you really about just making the best fights, won't you make them? You get what I'm saying? Guys losing fights don't mean you shouldn't make the next available best fight. Get what I'm saying? Make the next available best fight, bro. And the people are going to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out and tell people what your intent is as far as what you want to see and who you want to win, because that shit, it just don't sound right. It don't come across the right way when you read it. You like, bro, all right, because I'm going to be blunt with it. When I see this tweet, I already know it's people that's going to feel like, bro, this is intent. This makes me feel like, yo, if you don't get the result that you want during live action, during the actual fight, you're going to influence it some kind of way. You're going to influence the outcome of the fight some kind of way. That's all. And I just really don't want to see that. So I'm telling you right now, if Sheeraz get another gift, bro, that's not going to be good. I'm telling you, for Turkey, bro, that's not going to be good. You get another gift, people going to go right back to this tweet. They're going to be like, yo, he said it. He pretty much told us what he was going to do, because he don't want them to lose. And he got plans already for them. Shout out to my boxing mom, Barbara D. How you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? So, man, I just don't like it, man. I just don't like it. Like Dante said, some stuff you could just keep to yourself. That's all. I mean, have them discussions amongst your peoples, man, so nobody could take it the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. Because I already know what time it is, man. The boxing world they don't trust people, man. They already looking at Turkey with the side eye. So you don't need to be making statements that would make people feel like you're about to influence the outcomes of fights if you don't get the, you know what I'm saying? If you don't get what you're looking for. I would hate that for the sport, man. I really would. He got away with one. We just now hailing with the Carlos Adames. We just don't want to see a repeat of that. That's what I like to hear. Glad to see that you're good in the building. Money is in Berlanga. Under 6 people, man, it's ridiculous, man. Berlanga be getting to that bag too, man. That bag of man. Richardson Hitchens said, man, Berlanga be touching that bread. But Williams ZEPEDA had a statement for Shakur too, man. I like it, man. He feeling.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Soy su amigo Blair, el camarón ZEPEDA, y ya vamos aquí terminando la corrida, cerrando semana, y por ahí he escuchado algunos comentarios de nuestro rival. Solamente quiero decirle que se ponga a entrenar, que no se confíe, que tome en serio esta pelea. Hay que dar un buen espectáculo, porque este 12 de julio se va a escuchar "And the New" from San Mateo Atenco.
He's saying he gonna win. He said he heard some comments from Shakur. He said, told Shakur, I'm a queen, the professor. He said, Shakur, don't get too cocky, man. We got put on a great show July 12th, and he's gonna hear "And the New." So he just speaking like a fighter. He's saying exactly what he's supposed to say. I'm glad to finally hear him just like embracing this fight, because I always felt like it was the team that was slow walking him to this opportunity. Now that he's here, it's good to hear him speaking. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be confident as hell. He's undefeated, man. He's still got that cloak of invincibility, so to speak, that fighters be having. So he's going to feel like he can win. And yeah, I know his corner going to be pushing him and telling them they could do X, Y, and Z to Shakur. You just do it like this or just do it like that. I think they're going to be in for a real fight. It's going to be a matter of skill. It's going to be something different than I think he's been in front of. I think it's going to be far removed from what Tevin Farmer was giving him overall. And I think that's where the difference is going to be made. ZEPEDA attacks with both hands, but he's really dominant with the right. As I stated in a different live, that left hand seems a little bit shaky. You know what I mean? But punches are punches. You don't want to get hit regardless. But I like the fact that Shakur is embracing and understanding the fact that at some point I'm going to have to fight this dude. So I'm not looking to be moving all night. This is going to make for a fun fight. I don't see too many reasons to feel like this fight won't be entertaining because of what one guy has to do to win or to be successful, the way he has to approach it. And for the other guy, if he wants to win and remain undefeated and a champion, it's a certain way he's going to have to respond to what that one guy is trying to do. You get what I'm saying? So it just make for a fun style clash, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Tate, peace to the real queen of MMA. How you feeling, queen? Always good to see you. Divine Irony was good, homie. What's good? What do you think? Shakur is a Puerto Rican Maxie Hughes. You got another thing coming. I'm telling you. Yeah, they be thinking shit sweet, man. They be thinking it's sweet till they get up in there. I want to know what he gonna say after that. I wonder what he gonna say after the fight. You know what I mean? Because they traded their little,
ZEPEDA, I remember
words.
everything you just said. Oh, Shakur won't exchange with me. Oh, Shakur don't have the balls like Tevin Farmer. Remember these things, bro. So when we get in that motherfucking mix right there and I'm beating your ass, don't be surprised. Just don't be surprised. That's all I say.
Anything could happen in the fight. Everybody got confidence until they get punched, until that fight start rocking. But he's noticed how everything he said, he looked directly in the camera. He mean that shit. He like, bro, it's fuel to the fire, because when you tell him he can't do something, he want to show you that he can. But the thing that I like about him is he does it without putting himself in harm's way, right? Putting himself in the worst predicaments in an effort to prove you wrong. He's talented enough, smart enough, he's able to show you that without allowing you the looks that you want. So this will be this come forward pressure fighter that's going to be throwing punches everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to make for a fun fight. Should be some offense, man. Shakur going to get beat too. Anything could happen, bro. You know, that's why we see these fights. Shout out to my homie Damon. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Shout out to Tate. That's what I like to hear, man. You just chilling. Blessings to you as well, Queen. He definitely prepared post-fight statement, cooked up. You know it, as he's scaring himself. He projected because he's scared, man. I don't feel like guys are scared at this level, bro. This is what you do. Why would he be scared of a guy that he been actively pursuing for a while now? Not the other way around. It was Tevin Farmer that had an opportunity to fight Shakur and chose to go elsewhere, and he did it twice. You know what I'm saying? I think he had about 2 to 3 fights where he couldn't fight Shakur. You gotta like catch up, man, because it's not about being scared. Like, it wasn't ZEPEDA being scared, right? ZEPEDA didn't take those extra fights because he's scared of Shakur. It's just about preparation and making sure you're ready. With Shakur, he been calling for the top name since he been at 35. He came there, he cooked Yoshino, and it's been up since then. He's been calling for the top guys. He's been calling for the likes of the ZEPEDAs of the world, the Tate Davises. So now he got one of the two, and I think that's good. Tate got smoked with Roach. That looked like that's going to be one of the best rematches in boxing. And then you got Shakur, he got an opportunity to prove it against ZEPEDA. You know what I'm saying? Everything he been saying that he is at 35, this is, I think, the right kind of style and the opponent to prove it against, right? Still going to be some naysayers if he win and get it done, but doesn't matter. Get your hand raised and you move on to the next one. Get what I'm saying? But you got the young Floyd Schofield in the mix too. He in the mix too. Now he got to fight with Tevin Farmer. And this weekend, that shit could go a number of different ways too. You know what I'm saying? Boxing Dad, what it do? You know, I heard, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, that scared talk be crazy, don't it? Motown, what it do? Shakur, cause the pump. That punch countdown, yeah. Neutralize the control the distance and range when he's not in position to throw. Naturally, you have to throw less punches. You get what I'm saying? When a person is not available or giving you the looks or being physical with you and firing back in spots where you're not normally used to or accustomed to getting hit, that's what you'll see. That's what you're going to see. So I think he's going to have a game plan. I think he'll figure it out. But for me, as a supporter I think it's going to be fun to see him figure it out. Take him a few rounds, and I think once he figure out what he needs to, you'll see a really good fight, entertaining fight, because ZEPEDA don't stop coming. I mean, he pretty tough, pretty game. You know what I mean? He was getting cracked with some real shots by Tevin Farmer. Whether he a puncher or not, those are some real punches that was being landed. So I think he tough, he game. He not going to be a guy that as soon as he get touched a couple times, he going to fall over. I don't see that, but I think he's going to be trying to make the fight all night because that's his best option. I think if he boxes, that's a master class if he try to box. But if he come in there to fight how he normally do, then he can make things interesting, create moments for himself, and force Shakur to think, right? And that's what he want. If he's a paid, you want to try to force him to think like and make mistakes. But all that tit for tat, if you approach it that way, you're getting cooked. If you be overly aggressive, I think that could work against you as well. So you gotta find a balance. Find a balance. Attack and be smart. We'll see, because I'm pretty sure they're doing their homework too, but I just only ever seen him fight one way. A lot of fighters, and excited to see how they progress. Morrell, Schofield. Me too. Shout out to Money Brown TV. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Chavez Jr. get knocked out. Not just Chavez Jr. I don't know, man, because I don't know what kind of shape he in. But I noticed when Jake is in there with people that was real fighters or somewhat of a threat or have that potential, he approaches the fights a lot differently. But he is strong. I just don't know. If I knew what kind of camp or what kind of shape Chavez Jr. was in, I'd be able to answer that better. But just give a quick answer, I would say no. I would say maybe it'd be an ugly fight that he probably lose and it go to the distance and Jake Paul probably win it. Because I don't think he really taking too many fights at this point that he can lose like that. I don't think he want to do it. He ain't trying to do it. The Farmer face to face with Schofield and his dad. Nah, boy, what happened there? Shout out to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? Always good to see you. A1 Hoop Zone. What it do, homie? Said dive. I didn't see it, but I could just imagine it. Tevin Farmer is saying pretty much that the youngin is too early for this opportunity and he gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be prepared. And look, I don't think he sound crazy, right? Kid Austin got some questions to answer, man. I feel like Tevin Farmer is a much craftier fighter than Rene Garron. Rene Garron was just strong, right? Strong, he could punch. But Tevin Farmer, he showed you if he sits down on his punches, he can get your respect or hurt you, right? So then he got a lot more experience. He a crafty dude. I just want to see what his approach to the fight gonna be. Because Kid Austin is another one. He only know one way too. He'll come out boxing, and then once he get hit, that's it. He fight. It's time to fight, and that's just what he do. And I feel like he be banking a lot on athleticism. The fact that he can switch. It's like switching is one thing, but being able to do it with purpose is another. He just seems to do it. So I'm not really impressed by that until he learns how to utilize it to put him in situations where he got an advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing that. I just see him able to do it. For all the working out and stuff that he do, you would think his gas tank is a bit better, but I guess it's nothing you could do because he got muscles. He naturally built like that. Maybe he need to, I don't know, lay off the weights a bit. So you with Tevin? I think Tav could pull it off too, bro. I do. It's because I think this is one of the fights where experience can matter. Because I think he in there with somebody that's experienced enough, still got enough left in the tank to make this a tough fight for him. And if he go out making those same mistakes he was making in his last fight, hell yeah, Tevin got a real good chance. J-Walk was good. Farmer might start picking up the last rounds for the win. I'm telling you, because look, we seen him slow down, bro. We seen him slow down in the past. And the Renee fight wasn't the only one. You get what I'm saying? All his fights don't go to, he don't knock out everybody. So he got some distance fights, and they kind of drag. So he slows down the stretch. He still appears to be strong, but you can see his gas tank take a nice hit down the stretch of his fights. And then it was real concerning or surprising that they said they switched the fight to 12 rounds at the last minute, and they wasn't prepared for that. They trained for 10 rounds. So I'm just like, well, all the hard work they do, you would think they will always be preparing for 12 rounds, right? It just seemed like it'd be par for the course, but I guess not. They wasn't prepared for that 12-round fight. It showed, and now you going in there with a guy that he fought a couple 10-rounders, so I don't know, but I think Tevin Farmer gonna be fine. He's went the distance. He went 12 rounds before, right? He is a former 2-time champion, so it ain't gonna be real easy to deal with, man. I just The most record doing all his fights this far. Shit. Man, it's possible, man, but at the end of the day, ZEPEDA gonna we gonna have to earn that shit. It ain't gonna be like I think him fighting these other guys where you able to kind of just apply pressure and then bust pipes kind of deal. I think he'll have an answer for his plan A. I think we'll have to see what ZEPEDA's plan B or C looks like in this fight and how effective that can be. Because I think the initial plan A is gonna come with a lot of resistance. So yeah, he has the ability and the style to push him and make him work as hard as he ever had to. But let's see if it play out that way. It's definitely the possibility, man. This is why we see these fights, man. It's definitely why we see these fights, and they both talk and they talk. So I think they ready to go, man. But as far as this card as a whole, I just want to see it play out. Everybody get their fights and get out the way. The only big plans I think you can have for Shakur is Tate. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. How many plans is gonna be so big? How many fights for him are gonna be so big if it ain't him? Because if it ain't him, then it's definitely gonna be fights at other weight classes. So that's the only big plans Turki can have for Shakur. Sheeraz, like I said, he's at 168 pounds. Sheeraz, if he beats Berlanga, especially impressively, Berlanga was just a former Canelo opponent. Y'all know how Canelo fight or how he moves, should I say. He picked those guys that's younger, that got some experience, not as much as him. You know what I mean? Got a good KO ratio, and that's what he's selling. And to sell that to the casual audience. So I feel like the big plans for Sheeraz, it got to be Canelo, because what opportunity is so big, that would be Canelo. What other big plans are there? You get what I'm saying? So I'm just peeking a bit into the future and just thinking ahead, man. It ain't too many places you can go with Hamza Sheeraz. It's not too many places you can go in terms of what's going to be big. You know what I mean? So let's see. Because he looked like he positioned himself to be a potential Canelo opponent. And Canelo is openly working with Turki. So he go out there and win that fight in September. Watch. And let Hamza Sheeraz beat Berlanga. I'm telling you, you're going to start hearing the talks about Berlanga and Sheeraz and Canelo. I wouldn't be surprised. Not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. They look gassed by the 7 when they prepare for 10. That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, that gas tank be leaky. Tired with it do, homie. Shout out to Pac-Man ATL. Tate, what's good? He said Turki said that because he really want to make the Shakur versus Devin. Oh, do we? I know you ain't just saying that. Let's go then. If Turki feel like that, then I might be with these plans, Tate. You feel me? I might be with them plans. That'd be something, bro. We can get that fight. That's a fight that I never think we could get at this point, but that'd be something. And I know you ain't just saying that, like I said. So, hey, man. Hey, that just added a different, something different to the conversation, bro. Because I ain't think that was ever gonna happen. I thought it was over with. So yeah, man. If he could facilitate the fight between them two, yeah, let's get it. You think about Devin calling the fade for Brian Norman? We're gonna talk about that a little bit too. I listen. I like it. I like what Devin been doing since coming back. He went out there. He got the win. People ran their mouth. He called out T.O. tucked tail. Start talking about Hitchens at 47. Start talking about Brian Norman. I like it. I don't know if the fight gonna happen the way they were going in on each other. We're gonna talk about it because shout out to Coach Malachi, but he had them on the show and it kind of went left on each other, and it made me feel like the fight just took a weird turn. Or the possibilities of it happening, I don't know why. And he make the fight regardless of court win. No, that's what I'm saying, Cal. Why does it be that guys gotta win to get opportunity? I get it, you win, you get the bigger opportunity to keep winning, but you know what I'm saying? Like, whether win, lose, or draw, we want to see the next man up. Like, I would still want to see that fight. Then he about to throw the second half of his career away. I don't know. I think he's going to look to try to make smart moves, bro, because think about it. Shout out to Pac-Man. Tell you see what Tate just said. He want to make that the Shakur and Devin fight. That's something. That's news for me, and that's good news. That's something different because I did see Shakur tweet about what weight what it happened at. Both of them was looking like they was interested. See, Senior woke me up out my deep. He just said exactly, yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Shout out to Team Norman. So let's keep cooking, man. We're gonna talk about it though. I'm gonna talk about it, but that's a fun fight if it can happen. For me, I would still watch it at this stage. And not just to show you what Devin is on if he willing to get in there with Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Shakur is the TOs. Like, that's what I'm saying. The Normans, be Normans of the world. That's the right attitude, man. That's the right way to go. Devin and Norman is win-win. Business. Haney gets the respect. Darren to be great. Win and lose in devastating fashion. Norman gets a good name on his resume. Boost his stock, yeah. Yeah, the butcher was good, homie. The best fight ever. You go from trying to do all these type of cash rates to the top dog at 47. At least get you in a 147 tuna with a similar style. I think it's a couple of variables at play next gen. You got to think, I believe they ranked him high in one of the sanctioning bodies at 47. I think it's in WBA. And then on top of that, he feel like he's fought at the pinnacle of the sport, the highest level, right? So he still feels like he's operating in or around that level. So he ain't going to move exactly how somebody would that's building themselves up. Because just think about it. Devin still is undefeated, whether people want to just accept it or not. Still undefeated officially. They go out there and win the last fight. It says a lot about him for him to be trying to stick his toe in the deep end, being one fight pretty much removed from Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? That's you know what I mean? So you got one fight since that, and you ready to, or at least moving as if that's where you trying to go, right back to the top. So I like it. Is it WBC is one of them. One of them sanctioned bodies got him ranked high at 47. Yeah, Jamal was good with it. Win or lose, fighting the champ. In his third weight class. He's moving the right way. Yeah, he doing what he doing. You get Norman dead and Norman win. As Core go dead way. And that's what I'm saying, because it seemed like they don't have that mentality, Cal, like the next man up. It seemed like if you lose a fight, then you can't pursue. You get what I'm saying? That the guy that lose can't fight another top guy. It's just weird to me. You get what I'm saying? That's a good question. If you can survive Norman for 12 rounds, man, that's going to be a tough one. But look, we're going to talk about that real quick. Shout out to my homie, Jusdueboxing. How you feeling, bro? Said that Haney can survive Norman. Man, that's a tough fight, but I don't know. Like, we're going to talk about it. Shout out to Coach Malachi, but they had went on his show, man. They had went in on each other. It almost seemed like it ain't happening with them doing that.
That's I heard. We up next. Fuck wrong with you?
Nigga, your mama's a bitch, nigga.
The whole thing is a fucking facade. That's why I just told him, make sure you, all that shit you talking, you kind of got to stand on it now. If you don't stand on it, you make sure you show all this shit, you let all the world hear this shit and show him he a bitch ass nigga. This is the real, bro. The real, man, you know what? Fuck that shit. The real is, we was offered to fight first. He didn't even know about it. Turki was trying to find him a fucking opponent for one of his cards. He didn't even fucking know. He did not know. All that old this and that. That's where the first tweet, Twitter, whatever the fuck that was that night came out, because they said, okay, we got y'all, now we have to ask them. They asked us first. They asked us first to make sure we would before they even brought it to him. So what he did was, when they brought it to him, his ass tried to get in front of the ball and make it look like Devin was looking for us, but that ain't the truth. Devin wasn't looking for us. It's just like he told Tate this morning, they wasn't looking to fight us right now. He wasn't looking for us. That's just what Turki came up with. They came up with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I ain't gonna be doing all that goddamn talking, but they always fuck with me and get me out of pocket, get me out of line, and that's what it is. I mean, so like I said, I got all the motherfucking facts. You ain't never caught me in no lie. You know me, coach. I would come on that bitch and I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm trying to spat a nigga. I'm trying to stab nigga dead and shut the fuck up, bro. Leave me alone. Go on about your business. You draw that personal attack. Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, because you didn't put out, nigga. You the one these whole ass moves. You calling Tate talking about, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, we weren't even trying to fight the young. We weren't even trying to fight him, man. Look, he fucking up our brand. He's fucking scared, bro. He listens to everybody else. He ain't stupid. Especially if person put us in an 18-by-18. That nigga's not gonna get in the ring with us. That's why I said.
Wow. Shout out to Coach Malachi, man. That's interesting, bro. Pretty much saying that they BSing about wanting to fight. So all that back and forth about, you know, signing 2 times, we should sign it 3 times. Now all that stuff just seemed like for the cameras, for social media, for, you know, for entertainment purposes. So you didn't have no real plans on fighting, which is crazy. That would be crazy. I'm gonna play the other clip. I'm gonna only play that once because they was going in on each other. I hate when they get personal. I'm not into like personal spats. I hate it. So we ain't soft over here. We gonna play it. You know, we ain't sensitive, should I say? Not so we ain't super sensitive. So we gonna play it once. But yeah, they went in on each other, and he pretty much saying that he telling them they don't want to fight. They don't really want it. That's not good. That's playing with the people, bro. That's playing with the people. Again, shout out to Coach. They go to the other clip, man. They went off.
That's I heard. We up next. Fuck wrong with you,
nigga? Your mama's a bitch, nigga.
Don't do that,
nigga. I just did it, nigga.
You know what? You know what? I'm not even gonna do that because I respect my. You know what? I'm gonna let you
nigga,
have it.
Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah. All right. Nah, the reason I just said I ain't gonna do that. Cause I know what Dad, I know what your mama.
Nigga.
Yeah, it's all good. No. It's about the personal shit. I ain't gonna do that. All right, it's cool. It's cool.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga.
It's cool.
Everybody gotta go, nigga. Everybody that came, nigga, everybody gotta go, nigga. Fuck you,
It's
nigga.
cool. It's cool. Yeah. Fuck you too. It's fuck you too, nigga. And get the fuck out of the phone. I was up there first. Get your bitch ass out of here. Nigga, go spout some motherfucking coke. Nigga, go get your 8-ball, bitch. Bitch, go get your 8-ball, man.
Nigga,
your motherfucking mama, nigga, go dig that bitch up. Nigga, your mama. What's wrong with you? Nigga, your mama. Stupid ass nigga. Run it, nigga. I tell you what, run it. I'm gonna be right in your motherfucking face. You talking a whole lot of personal shit. I'm gonna be right in your motherfucking face, and we gonna see how you fucking acting. Fuck wrong with you?
Nigga, listen. Nigga,
this nigga doing a whole bunch of niggas and niggas and niggas. What we doing, bro? We fighting or we on here cackling like bitches? What we doing? You on here cackling like a bitch right now. This ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Get the fuck off the phone, ho.
Man, fuck you, nigga.
Fuck you, nigga.
Man. Probably Coach, man. He was looking like, oh, what happened? They just went left on each other. So, like I said, I hate that stuff because that's not boxing related. I did hear Norman Jr. Norman Sr. He did try to take the high road. He tried, and then he just snapped. I mean, I there's only so much you could do. Hate to see that, but for me, it's like, is the fight gonna happen? Like, you get me? That's where I'm at. Like, is the fight gonna happen now? Because that done went personal. He done said that you wasn't really trying to fight. It seemed like you was just, you get what I'm saying? And the only reason I say that because that's a tough jump, you know what I mean, from Ramirez to Norman. I think if you Haney still answering questions, but who am I? I can't stop you from being great. Haney don't seem like he's scared to fight, God said what to do. So I don't know what that's going to lead to. Look, after all of this, the back and forth, the different interviews with him going on the Boxing Voice and saying that, we signed it. We signed it 2 times. Should we sign it 3 times? And he had tweeted. He also had made a little tweet. He said, 20, what did he say? 20 ninjas looking at 1 ink pen. Will somebody sign that thing, please? So he still was putting the pressure on, like, as if it's a contract to be signed that they ain't signed. But it seemed like Brian Norman Sr. seemed like they full of games or something. Like they ain't really want to fight. So this is a little crazy right here because it's not gonna be a good look. Can't say Brian Norman didn't want to fight, so I don't know what the hell about to happen with this situation, but I would like to see. Kirk Credit was good with it. Oh yeah, good. Shout out to they called the show back and apologize. That's what's up. Good. I listened to the whole thing. I was fishing. Fresh Baker was good. Bill supposed to be right Mosley. Yeah, that's why I was like, man, why you go left? But shout out to Cut Creator. He said they did call back and apologize to each other. But aside from that, because that's their little person who's there to deal with that stuff, I do wonder, you know, like I said, if they're gonna really fight now. You know what I mean? Would they really still line up a fight? Hopefully they don't make none of the negotiations too public and them dudes really make something happen, because I think it's a lot to gain on both sides. I think for Devin, obviously, if you could dethrone and stop a young surgeon Brian Norman in his tracks and beat him, especially with the style that you showed against Ramirez, bro, you know, people could say what they want, man, but if you go in there and beat that kid or beat that man, that's impressive, man. For Brian Norman, you can be the first one to officially beat Devin Haney and give him a legit L on his record. That's a really big win for you. That'd be the biggest one on your resume. You know what I mean? Name-wise. So they both have something to gain from fighting each other. It's just a matter if they want to do it. You get me? I don't know if them dudes really want to fight each other or not. I mean, I seem like Brian Norman with it. Seem like Dad would be with it. But is the business going to make sense on both ends so they can get in the ring? Too Rich, what it do? And from guy. Yeah, he says, not time, yeah. Yeah, nah, it's a tough fight to make right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, bro. If you're not really going to get the people that don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't fake it. Don't fake it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sure your son, David, open his eyes. That's crazy. Yeah, man. So, I mean, man, yeah, it gave us some entertainment, but I really was thinking it was life in this situation, because they had a line of communication. Sound like then he started talking about how they signed something. I'm like, oh, so y'all serious? Yeah, y'all really gonna fight? Okay, we could get to see a fight then. You get what I'm saying? Fights went public before they were actually gonna happen. Yeah, because it builds the anticipation. Kyle, it's like a whole bunch of foreplay, and then, you know, just get left hanging, and you don't get to fight at the end, right? So that's what it's like, bro. The Never Near Podcast. What is diabolical? Oh, that's a good one. Lewis 4500. What's good, bro? Really will put him out of his misery. Like, look, man, he got Tim Bradley calling him out. I gotta make a short video. Tim Bradley said he'd go to 47 for Dev, man. Tim Bradley said, here, look, he said he'll pop out.
Who in the hell is scared of Devin Haney after that last performance? Shit, I come back at 147 or come back at 145. Shit, scared of Devin Haney after that last performance? A man scared to get hit. That man don't want to be touched. That's easy work. Easy work. So with that being said, Teofimo Lopez, is it a duck? Oh, y'all can call it a duck. Y'all can call it a duck, but y'all come in here because y'all want original takes. Not takes that you hear from other people. No, original takes that's been in the game. And I see things a little differently than most people. That's why a lot of people don't understand what I be saying. They don't get me. It is what it is. But yo, check this out. This could be a power play. This could be a power play. Here's why.
Yeah,
look,
man, it don't sound good.
Teofimo Lopez, right? He wanted to fight Boots. Why did he want to fight Boots? Why did he want to fight Boots? Because there was more money on the table.
Boots out of weight class.
That's why. One, maybe he thought he can beat him. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought he had a good chance. However, Boots didn't take the bait. Boots didn't want to fight. Boots going to 54. That's my opinion. Or Boots might even want Norman Jr. I think this came out of his mouth. He wants Norman Jr. After Norman Jr. go to...
I don't know. Dad, you got old heads, the Hall of Fame, Timothy Bradley calling you out, bro. Bro said he'll fight you at 47, bro. He'll fight you at 47 is crazy. 45, catch way out here, man. Look, Dad, you got to beat somebody up, bro. What I will say about all of this, because Bill put a lot of energy into it, I just hope that it wasn't for nothing, though, man. Because, again, look, what I make out of the clip, I don't know what the issue was, but it seemed cordial. Now, I've been paying attention to conversations that I've been hearing, the exchanges between the both of them, the dialogue that they've been having. Norman Sr. been chill. He's been trying to keep it respectful, not argue back and forth. You see him trying to take the high road in that clip, but it was only so much you could do. So I don't know, when you start going left for no reason, I start feeling like you don't want to fight. It start to seem like you trying to, I don't know, aggravate the situation. You get what I'm saying? Instead of just doing good business, like you making it something that it ain't gotta be. Get what I'm saying? And if you did all of that just not to deliver a fight, it falls on your son, because you can't actively go around pursuing and calling people out. And this is the thing, I think with Brian Norman, Team Norman, they got the right one, right? I think Dev would fight whoever, bro, but they got the right one. Far as cloud chasing, or I don't want to say it's that, but selling to the people that's who you're going to fight, that's who you vested in fighting. Like, bro, you got on the interview and said you signed it twice. Said, should I sign it 3 times? Like you was doing all this talking. Do it say Riyadh season on there? Get what I'm saying? Sound like you was making that shit up as you went along. So just got to make sure that you ain't stringing the people along this far with these different names, or in this one in particular, like T.O. ain't y'all fault, but this one right here gonna look like it's y'all. I'm telling you, it's gonna look like you ain't won it, because I don't think Brian Norman is hesitant to fight Devin Haney, bro. I really don't. I'm telling you, that's a different fight. Didn't want to fight Dad right now, but didn't want to fight EJ 10 years ago. Yeah, he tripping big with doing that since the Russells, yeah. But I just hope, like, this should be like the next phase of his career where he don't have to use those same tricks, right? Everybody know who Devin is, right? Everybody know who Devin is. You don't gotta oversell and underdeliver, right? You're not at that stage where nobody knows your name. People know who you are. So you don't have to do the same shit that you used to do once upon a time to promote. Shout out to B-Dog. Professional boy. Yeah, man. It seemed like you might have strung the people along, man. I don't know. I don't got all the answers, but I want to see what's going to happen from this, man. Maybe I should reach out to one of the Normans and see what's up. If it's any any possibility that they actually really end up fighting each other. Because that was a lot of back and forth. What was that this topic been dominating the space, the social media space for at least a good strong week, right? At least a good strong week, right? At least a good strong week. At least a good strong week. So I don't know. Okay, shout out to my homie at the boxing, man. Oh man, shout out to the homie L-Dub, bro. Oh man, this is crazy, y'all. See? This is wild, bro. Nah, you don't do this, man. This ain't it, bro. This is not it. This is not it. Let's check this out, y'all. Hold on. Let me get this up. Yeah, it's over with already then, huh? That quick. Ah, damn, bro. Like, yo, like, and people said it. I just try to get a benefit of the doubt, man. Like, man, bro. Man, that's too quick. Way too quick right there. That's just ridiculous. This has had to be record time. Check this out. Shout out to the boxer. He just sent this to me. So that's terrible. That's just playing with the people at this point. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Let me pull this picture up for y'all, man. This is crazy, man. The tweet from man, this happened way too fast. That's why I say this is not a good look, man, because You was selling it, you was pressing it, like you sign it. And then it's like, sign what? Like, y'all not even fighting. It's crazy. Man, yo, that. So you play with the people again? I thought he was done with those games, man. I really did. Thought he was done with that kind of stuff. Devin is writing these types of checks. Yeah, man. Damn, bro, like you can't do this. This ain't the way. And let me guess, it's gonna be Brian Norman Sr.'s fault, right? That the fight didn't happen, right? Because he was trying to be transparent and vocal. It's gonna be his fault that it didn't happen. This is wild, bro. You can't play with the people like this. This is the wrong time, man. It's a bad time, bro. It's a stupid time to be doing this, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a dumbass time to be playing, bro. That's a dumb time to be playing, dude. Like, wrong time to be playing, too. You playing with the people? Man, that ain't no good, G. That is not no good, G. Man, I'm sitting here rooting for the comeback of Devin Haney. I'm genuinely supporting and rooting. I'm like, yo, that's how you do it, young. You get out, you get back in the mix, and you start calling for that smoke. And that's what he started doing. But it's like, your dad... See, the thing is, Dad was doing what he doing, but look at this. Shout out to Dub. This is Adrian Clark. This is Brian Norman team right here. This is his manager. Well, that was quick. Unless I'm being punked, I'm told there's no fight between Norman Jr. and Haney. Man, oh man, yeah. Talk about playing with the people, bro. Talk about playing with the people, bro. You gonna make his brand look crazy. I'm telling you. Gonna make him look crazy in this space, bro. You're gonna have him looking crazy. Cause and again, why I say him and not Devin, because Devin wasn't overselling and under delivering. He wasn't, he just doing what he doing. He made some comments, said what he said, typical fighter shit, but he ain't been the one going across the social media spaces promoting this fight, pressing as if it was gonna happen on damn well it didn't. That ain't a good shout out to L-Dub, man. That ain't a good look right there. I'm not even going to hold you. I ain't sitting here trying to blame nobody, but y'all just played with the people. You had everybody, and I think people was genuinely getting behind the fight. Get what I'm saying? You started having people break it down. I started hearing breakdowns about how Dev could win. I started giving breakdowns of my own how the fight could play out. And boxing is something sometimes, man. I can't even say I'm disappointed, but it's just like typical Bill shit. Like that much fight make him look bad. It looks strange because it's like the phone, no more fight. Yeah, this is Adrian Clark, Shakur right here. This is Brian Norman, manager. And then L-Dub sent me this from some minutes ago, so And he said unless he being punked, he's told there's no fight between Norman Jr. and Haney. Man, that's that. They playing the wrong kind of jokes. Man, they playing the wrong kind of jokes, bro. That's what I say, man. What kind of, man, he was doing all that trash talking, bro. Bill gotta come holler at your boy, bro. Bill gotta come holler at me. Let me know what's good, man. What's really going on out here, G? Like, what really happened, man? Look at all these posts, like, bro, man, nah, man. This is crazy. Nasty word, bro. Man, this is crazy, bro. That's wow, surprise, B-Dog fool. What Tate at? Tate, you still in here? I want to know what Tate thinking of this, man. Look, let me drop the link just in case somebody want to come up and tell me what y'all feel. Y'all think, man? Did y'all see this coming a mile away? Some people said they see it coming a mile away. I just be wanting to have faith in these boxing matches, man. That a grown man wouldn't sit up entertaining something that he had no plans of doing. Right? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? So Norman Jr. is off the list now, I guess. Right? Don't say he priced himself out of none of that weird stuff either. I don't want to hear it. Man, yo. Now they gonna say he was just trying to keep his name relevant by attaching it to Brian Norman. Absolutely, man. Shakur, now you know The key is under the mat. Absolutely. Man, this is crazy, man. This is wild, bro. Like, you can't keep doing this, man. Like, you had some people you got people that's really rocking with him, man. And when he need one of these fights, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he not, you always welcome up. If he's not fighting Tio, Hitchin's still at 40. I don't think he's coming up there. So so that's off. And then you not fighting Brian Norman. Neither y'all playing games. Y'all gotta make it make sense out here, fellas. You know what I mean? Peace, Queen. How you feeling? Hold on, let me take this off.
That's fine. I'm feeling all right, but I was feeling bad yesterday.
Hope you
I was feeling better today. But now with this news, I'm back bad again, dude. Because it's been a trauma-filled 7 days after this. His knockout, it's been a roller coaster. And I'm feeling like on edge again. Yesterday was a bad day. I was on the phone, but I saw you playing that Malachi. That was nasty.
Yeah, that's why I only played it once. I'm like, I ain't playing that twice, bro. I can't even laugh at that. And I'm like, y'all took the laughter out of it.
This went to a bad place.
Yeah.
Within a week, and it was just very toxic. Bill was
they got back
doing
up
a
there
lot.
And apologized to each other. They got back on the show a little bit later. I'm guessing apologized, which is cool. But that just goes to show you that you ain't even have to go there in the first place, because then you kind of bring it back to where it should have stayed at boxing. There, Norman Sr. like, bro, I ain't trying to do that. You going personal, man. This ain't got nothing to do with boxing. And he tried to chill, and then he just kept going. Like, then he just snapped. I'm like, you poking the bears, you gonna get bit sooner or later. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but did you do that to ruin the fight, bro? Because that's the 52 fake out. I'm not falling for that banana to tell, bro. Did you just go left for absolutely no reason and kind of kill?
That was a theory yesterday. And that's why I say it's really upsetting. Because them two fathers alone could have sold the fight, but it took the people in different places. It's just these fights be bringing out a lot of nastiness. I don't like it. I mean, you was in there. I was talking about it earlier. It just gets to a fever pitch, and these fights can sell themselves, and the people don't understand. I don't think people understand that we really have a lot of power on where this stuff goes and who you giving your energy to, and back you putting the battery into. Sometimes we play into that mess too, but I think this alone, it was just toxic. And then Bill was just, man, I'm sorry. I love Devin. I love Brian. I said I'm rocking with Brian, but this Bill was doing some extraness here.
Yeah. I be seeing him trying to take that high road, bro. And it's like I'm listening. I'm like, I ain't saying to make it right once he snapped, but you see it though. It's like you provoking it. You asking for that, man. It's on, and then you doing it publicly. You can hear the way he talking to him, like, bro, come on, man. Like, you basically stop doing this. We in front of people. You want some, why you going there? Nah, I'm doing that. It's like you doubling down on the ignorance. So at least they was able to kind of settle it to a degree, but man, don't do that no more, man. We watching y'all, the whole world really supporting whatever side you on. If you really rocking with boxing, you rocking with this fight because you like it gives both guys a great opportunity. Brian to keep growing his profile, Devin to be a great name if he can beat him. Vice versa, Devin on his combat trail, he climbing. Y'all use each other for the right things. You don't gotta do that. That never was supposed to happen.
They alone could sell the fight. Well, at least Junior, because we finding out he's so very witty, and he be like that with them the stuff he be saying. I believe Devin could be, he could. We know he could talk trash. So the boys alone, I'm sorry, the young men alone could have sold the fight. But yeah, I think we just gotta watch as supporters of what we be saying and understand that, again, we giving these people our energy, and if we funky, they can get funky. And I know Senior, he was trying to tamp down. He was trying to tamp down.
Yeah, he was like, yo, nah, let's not do this.
Yeah.
Right, let's not do it.
He was trying to tamp down on how he was approaching the whole setup, because the reality is them falling out and how nasty it get, that could actually have a fall back to the promotion, and they might be like, we ain't trying to mess with you.
Yeah. You just don't want to burn bridges with unnecessary, unprovoked interactions, right? Like, show people that y'all really in this space doing it the right way, man. Use them platforms, all them different people that he got tuning into the show to be like, yo, let's get the people something. Like, I ain't got all the answers, but it's so many different ways you could go. I don't even know how the hell they got there. How did you even get there? Y'all was just chopping it up. And I'm telling you, consistently, I listen. Be hearing Senior be trying to keep it to boxing, and it's like you be jumping over there, you start coloring outside the lines, and then he end up responding. And then you tune in, you can't tell how it started. You like, man, they just going off.
They going off, yeah.
Keep it to the fight, because he said it the other day. You on some BS, and I know you on some BS, man. Let's just keep it there. He's saying it directly, and you still trying to keep a certain energy going, and I'm confused. Like, bro, are you trying to make a fight or kill it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a theory out there that maybe the fight's trying to be killed. Yeah. Maybe it is trying to be killed, because I don't care what nobody says. You know, we all have our opinions and our feelings, but I do feel like Bill was just a little bit extra in some of the things he's saying. I feel like there were lies being told. And I know the bulk of your channel, you know, at one point they be going at Devin, but I was always in support of Bill. And I would always say, you know, I don't feel like he was so much lying, but this time, you know, I feel like he was stretching some truth.
Yeah.
And
now it makes me question the when he was talking about, oh, we signed 2 times when he popped up on the boxing voice. Oh, we signed it. And he was like, oh, so it's done. And he was like, he started stuttering like, it's a rehab season on the I'm just like, yo, what in the WWE shit? Like, now it's starting to make sense. You was bullshitting. I'm just gonna call it. You was calling bullshit. You was talking as if you was like talking to somebody halfway off camera. Yeah, what do it say rehab season on there? Bro, it ain't a guess if it's in front of you.
You know.
You guessing what it say. Like, I was looking at that. I'm like, I'm trying to let them make it and just be happy that because I'm thinking a grown man is not about to get on this platform and do that. And you doing it.
There was 2 things I caught. I'm gonna ask you if you caught this yesterday, because you watched the boxing voice yesterday then. So did you hear at the end where Senior said, look, I'm gonna just say it, Turkey had came to us first? That was one thing, right? I was like, okay. So first of all, so the whole time before that though, Bill was like, y'all gonna take the deal that boosts. Okay, but the thing is, he had already been talking to the man with the money before he even came to them. And I done forgot the second thing, but look, it was some stuff that was being told that it just wasn't true. I like I be telling people, I don't even think we should be involved in this money stuff and arguing about it, because at the end of the day, these contracts might not be signed until the week of the dang fight.
Yeah.
Everything is not a standard operating procedure. Sometimes, you know, there's all kinds of variables within this. So for everybody to be getting all,
yeah, it's funny. He pointed out that you trying to make it seem like you pressing us for the fight, but we talked to the man. We was approached by him like, now you doing too much. And shout out to Tate. I seen him tell Bill, man, you know who to get in touch with. He said something to him on Twitter like, bro, you doing all this, and you know who to call. You know, so I like it because he being consistent, being real. Like, bro, stop playing for the cameras and the people.
I think so.
You gonna make a fight?
I think so too.
He played with us. Damn it, Bill. 40 mil billion is what they call it. Did it again. Too rich. What it do, homie?
Man, what's going on, Just Dude? What's going on, panel? Man, yeah, like the watch the way it's playing out, man. I think it gives credence that Turkey is the one that tried to make this fight, and you know, I think Bill tried to get in front of it. I don't really know why, if you wasn't gonna make the fight, It doesn't make sense to me. Brian Norman Sr. wasn't trying to say anything. He was keeping it hush hush, and it was Bill that brought it out about, sign the contract. Okay, now we're here. Even though I said I don't like the fight for Devin, I don't think this is fight for Devin. But damn, we done got all the way here, and now you saying there's no fight. I just don't understand why he made so much noise if he wasn't going to take the fight.
Right.
Thank
right.
you.
Right.
We all realized too all along. Senior was saying in so many words, and he even said it plain. My hands are tied. Like there were certain things he was not at liberty to say.
Yeah.
But then Bill just kept pressing and he kept poking, and it's like,
yeah. I caught that too, because he kept saying, he was like, yo, I can't say too much, and that's what repeating. Yeah, he ain't trying to say too much, and then he kept on his side pressing, and no, we signed it, and then he's like, all right, man, they just signed it. It's like he trying to not I'm glad you point that out. People gonna overlook that. He wasn't trying to set us up for something that wasn't coming. Listen to it. Go back and listen to how much he was willing to say. He wasn't trying to overdo it. One guy, but y'all gonna sign it? But y'all gonna sign it? Y'all gonna sign it? He like, man, this dude. And then that's when it was another interaction with them. He was like, yo, you full of shit. I know you full of shit. I don't know if you know how I know you full of shit. Like he was telling, bro, why you making it seem like y'all pressing us for the fight to make it, and we already had the conversation? That's what I'm saying. Is like, how could you then spin it like it's you? So it's like you doing it for the cameras now, see? But they gonna overlook it and they gonna be like, Brian Norman is capping. Nah, you know he wasn't. I ain't hear him capping this situation about nothing.
I don't think I've ever heard. I again, I am biased, but I like Devin and Bill, and I like the Normans. I choose the Normans like for this particular fight. But the whole thing is, I be following them, and the reality is, he has been saying before they even got to this point, before the fight with Sasaki, they said they want the smoke with Devin. Then I don't think that ever changed. I feel like they've been on the level, but that's just my personal opinion and observation. So
shout out to D for the win. Kate, yo, what's good with it? Yeah, man, I'm with you. I just hate it, bro, because it's like I really be trying to see the good in people, and I was always hoping that for this second part of his career, or this particular phase that Devin is in, like he was done with the overselling. And you get what I'm saying? He built the name for himself where you don't have to create bullshit surrounding it, and you can't ignore it. It can't keep being ignored, bro. You doing that? It wasn't him running around the internet. You pressing like y'all pressing that dude. In reality, you know that's probably not even a fight for him to make nets. You know it. Don't give me no shit that Brian Norman is worried about fighting this version of Devin Haney, respectfully. It would be the other way around. Then when you don't see how the fight not get made, see what Adrian Clark just said, you see who was putting out the energy, selling the, selling the whoop to it wasn't Team Norman, bro. I didn't see it. They pretty calm, like, okay, this what y'all want? No, ain't what you want. Why you start talking about the man mom?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey,
you trying to get your face. You ain't trying to fight in the ring. You trying to get stolen.
Yeah, that was nasty work there, man. That was disrespect. Hey, you know what? Yeah, they made up. I get it. But when people say stuff, they mean it. You can't just forget that. You can't forget that. But it is what it is. But I'm going to say, this is not the fight for Devin. It's not the fight for Devin. But I'm going to say, if Devin want to fight, according to Shane Mosley, and that little beef he had with Devin, he said Devin made 10 or 11 million against Ramirez. So if Devin wants to get another payday like that, Turki is definitely saying you're gonna fight somebody. It's not gonna be in the cakewalks. You see what I mean? So for that, I'm not mad at Turki. He trying to he trying to give us some fights with somebody getting their head bashed in. I'm not mad at that. But I don't think this is the fight for Devin. Not just yet. I would like to see him against Barrios or Manny Pacquiao before you put him in there with Norman, man. One thing I see about Norman, in his knockouts, man, he is not trying to knock nobody out, man. He's not really putting his back into them punches, and he just touching them guys, and they either going to sleep or quitting. I just don't think this is the fight for Devin. So I'm not mad at the fight don't happen, but the way it's not happening, I definitely don't agree with, because it's just like a bunch of capping, a shit show. And, now we left with nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. He said Bill Haney versus Brian Norman Sr. having a cap off. Yeah, man. But for me, like I said, I know it get kind of confusing once you start to see the back and forth, but I seen it consistently on one side this trip, man. For me, it appears like I don't have all the answers, but just from looking at it, one guy was over, what is it, being extra, as they call it. Man, you're doing too much. And that shit was smoking mirrors and for the cameras. And look, again, Adrian Clark saying, unless he being punked or something, he hearing there's no fight between them. Think about what he say about getting punked. Like, you can't be serious. Not the guy that just went across the YouTube platform. Go look at his damn Twitter. He got multiple posts with him saying that's who they fighting. Like, you sold it. And then you get what I'm saying? It's like almost like it's like jipping the people. You sold us something, and then it's like when we was ready to buy it, it ain't there. You don't got what you told us you had.
It was fool's gold.
Exactly. Yep.
Fool's gold. Like, you was stringing people along for sure. As I'm saying, he talked real crazy, and then again with that was just the point though. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever heard Bill get to that place where he got on Malachi's show.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was wicked. That was cold-blooded. I was appalled. I was like, wow, we going here?
That was good, man. Y'all hit the like button. We're going to keep rocking, man. Yeah, translation. Once Devin in the fight has a chance to win, yeah. And then, but you know what? That's okay, too. Just do that. Hey, man, I'm telling you, maybe it's just me because I ain't in a situation, so it's easier for me to say what I would do, but after seeing what your son just went through, the last thing you need to do is sell people on some shit that's not real.
Yeah.
I just we gave y'all a fight that y'all said y'all won it, in the way that y'all won it, we got our asses handed to us. This is about getting back, winning, and making sure that this dude can operate at the level that he wants you to, because it's not playing these games. Banks, what it do? Can't play these games with the people, man.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it a lane that Devin can outbox Brian Norman?
Not the version that fought Ramirez. He had to be at his absolute best. That's Devin Haney on his A game. There might be an avenue where he could pull that off, but that's going to always be a tough fight because you're going to get hit. Brian Norman is a real welterweight. I'm not sure.
Hey, just do
the catchweight fight for Devin.
Just do. I just want to say to everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat, what do we expect between these two? I'm just saying, what do we expect between these two?
But you know what? I don't know, man. I don't
Nah, bro.
But
I expect to see.
And so my bad. I ain't mean to salute y'all, bro. What's up with everybody? Josh, Shawad, Rich.
What's going on?
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean, KO?
So I was about to ask. Number one, did I just hear one of y'all say Adrian Clark actually just said that the fight is off? Is that what y'all said? He said or
he's
something?
saying hearing there's no
go. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And hold on. Yeah. Show me. Well, that was quick. Unless I'm being punked, I'm told that nobody. Hey, all right. So I wanted to ask this too, right? I wanted to bring this too. So for this situation, it looked like Bill and Devin got exposed, correct?
Yeah, and hey, this coming from a Dev guy, bro. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
Okay. And everybody up here, I follow y'all channels. I know some of y'all agree and disagree, but y'all know I'm not a fan of either one of these
Right. Yeah. Right.
But from that altercation from True Media and Tay Jones, you can see this coming, bro. You can see this coming. And what I said in my video, bro, I said people think I'm a Devin hater because I tell the truth, bro. And at the end of the day, when you were fighting Regis Prograis in his mid-30s, coming off of a horrible performance, when you're fighting Jorge Linares coming off of multiple knockout losses, when you're fighting Jojo Diaz coming up and only having one fight at 135, and then you fighting him, when you're fighting Uriocas Gamboa after Gervonta Davis knocks him out, when you're fighting Jose Ramirez after a loss to Arnold Barboza Jr. And the one time we seen you, bro, fight somebody in their prime, it was the Ryan Garcia fight. I highly doubt. Okay, you just hating, you don't like Devin. Well, all right, bro, whatever. But I told people, I highly doubt, fam, that he is gonna be like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me get in the ring with the dude who just knocked somebody out with the nastiest left hook that we probably seen in the last 5 years. Like, let me get in the ring with that dude. I'm gonna fight the 24-year-old that just knocked somebody out with the nastiest left hook that we done seen probably in the last 3 to 5 years. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I was called a hater, but now we need answers, bro. We need answers. This ain't looking good. I tried to tell y'all, bro, this smoke and mirror shit, man. Everybody ducking. Oh, we want everybody. Oh, why don't nobody call his bluff? Well, now look at where we at, bro. They were never trying to fight that man, bro. And they didn't anticipate. They didn't anticipate Tate Jones outing them like that, bro. But you gotta understand, that man's Atlanta through and through. That's Georgia through and through, dog. He like y'all. It's two things he loyal to. Deontay Wilder, because that's his real team. He fucking inspected the gloves. He inspected the gloves for Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 3, for those of y'all that don't know. And he's gonna tell the truth. I've never seen him be get in front of somebody and be willing to lie on their behalf, bro. And when Bill told him to call him, bro, that was a huge red flag right there. And them boys ducking, man. Because and you know what? It's smart, bro. It's smart. Like, he can't beat him. He literally would fight to survive, y'all. He'd be in that thing. Like even the biggest Devin Haney fan, bro, you can't tell me, look, man, his path to victory, he about to do Brian Norman like he did Regis Prograis. Y'all don't believe that shit. Brian Norman footwork is way better, got a better jab, more powerful, more skilled. His only path is to get in that ring and try to fight exactly how he fought against Jose Ramirez, bro. That's it. And even then, you probably getting caught because that's a bigger, stronger, more athletic, younger version that's really nasty with it, bro. Like,
Who will cut the ring off.
And that's all I got. Just I wanted to make sure I heard you. I'm glad you showed me the receipt. So, Rich, for Shawai, I know y'all like Devin, and Shawai, I know you more Norman than Devin. When I do what I'm gonna do tonight, I don't want to hear him hating, because
she keeping it a buck too, though. You know what I mean? We trying to be as fair to it as possible, and it's just
KO. It takes two to tango, man. I don't know. It takes two to tango.
You blew the smoke. The other guy was trying to keep it quiet. Like, he like, man, let me jump off, figure out. He like, but you ain't gonna sign it though. He trying to like make sure that he don't tell us, yo, this is about to happen, and then it don't. He made sure he was trying to make he wasn't a part of the circus, like trying to join it. Yeah, this is next. And the other guy was doing that shit. He like, bro, let me go get some straight and let me go see what the hell going on. And it's like, he continued to sell it. Like, yeah, this is next. Look at his Twitter. Look at who put the energy into promoting and selling something that didn't happen. Senior didn't do that shit. It ain't nowhere on his socials. Go look.
Senior don't do that. I know KO don't rock with Senior, but that man don't be lying, y'all. I know people don't like his attitude. And they feel like he's bluffing. That he's just raw. That's just my take on him. And every time I talk to him, the dude is just straight up and raw. And at the end of the day, he don't care if you don't like his son. He don't care if you don't like him. Like, but I think he's a thorough dude myself. And again, yes, I like Devin, and I love Devin, and I like Bill, but I'm really upset.
Yeah, to do us off, man. Big shout out to Cal.
What you just said. Oh, my bad, bro. You got that.
Bill been on bullshit for years now. Stop tiptoeing around it. They did this with every fighter they supposed to. That posed a real threat for Dev, and folks was out here eating it up and shitting on the fighters that was doing it too. Yeah, man, that they was doing it too. Yeah,
they do that.
I'll be trying to. All right, like, when do you grow up? When do you say, all right, I don't need to do it this way no more? Your son is a fucking established fighter. You don't gotta lie. You don't gotta play. He got fucked up by Ryan. Ryan cheated. You got that. You bounce back with Ramirez and just keep building, but you don't sell us that you're trying to fight a guy that just made a dude forget the last month and a half. That's the shit that's gonna make me mad. So you gonna act it, and then to make it seem like y'all pursuing him and he dragging his feet, it's like, bro, all right, man, we seen the way y'all looked the last time, and I gave you grace. That's not what you're trying to do after being on a good foot, as I called it. Look, you did what you needed to do to win. That shit ain't beat no Brian Norman. That's not the fight that you take after looking like that. And I already knew it, but I try to say, you know what? Nah, there's no way he gonna get up in front of all these people and do this. And right now, that's the side I'm leaning. He did it. He really did it.
Just everything you said was facts. And what Brian Norman did was with the punch that Devin Haney struggles the most to defend, bro. Like, who believes that? Who believes that? But it's something you said, bro, that I really want to shine a light on when you were going right before Shawai said what she said and she started cooking. And when you were talking about they back and forth, bro, and you know I'm somebody that go back and forth a lot on here. I have a lot of debates, bro. And when you were going back and forth with somebody, when they ask you, are you sure? Are you sure that's what happened? Are you sure? Are you sure? When they start asking you that, bro, you might want to tighten up. You might want to move the goalposts. You might want to deflect. You might want to move something else, bro. Listen, dog. If I'm in that situation, boy, I'm about to start talking about everything else. Like, you sure? Boy, I'm about to make an announcement. I'm about to go somewhere, and he got him with that. Right? Now it's over with. Now it's over.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? Just like I say, I don't understand why get in front of it and make it seem like you're trying to make the fight if you're not gonna take the fight. What's the end game? What did he think the Normans wouldn't take the fight? I don't understand what the end game was.
You know, that's the most frustrating part. Y'all been fucking with him, man. He wasn't even bothering y'all, bro. He out here sleeping shit in Japan, minding his own damn business. Y'all are messing with that man, bro.
I got a theory. Yo. I think it was to save face because we all know what Devin came out and said right before the fight. And then I think it was to save face because, again, if you be watching the Normans, they said before the Sasaki fight, before there was ever even talks of a fight, that's a fight that they would like to get. They wouldn't mind getting that fight. So when Devin then walked right up into that fight, in my belief, the Normans was like, yes, we want that. We want that. And a lot of people felt like because Devin doesn't have anything to offer, I absolutely think he does. If it's just his name alone, even if he doesn't have a belt, even if he's new to the division, hasn't been fully at the weight, he's still Devin freaking Haney. People want to see his head on a platter. Like,
right.
He has something to offer them, and Turkey was about to pay. Turkey's about to
pay.
In the division that Boots Ennis just left, they're the two biggest names in there right now.
Yeah.
Outside, I mean, you can probably argue Barrios. I don't count Pacquiao. He's 88 years old or whatever. You know, Barrios is cool, but like, ain't nobody really checking for Barrios like that. He only main event when he fighting Tank Davis or when he fight Manny Pacquiao. So, like, they the two, like, and when I say biggest now, I'm talking about us, y'all, Black American fight fans. That's the 99% of people in here. Like, they the two biggest names in the division. So that would have really did something for him, bro. I'm not finna argue that Team Alifu would have did something for Jerome Boots Ennis, but act like Devin Haney don't do nothing for Brian Norman Jr. But they ain't, man, Bill too smart, bro. You know that's tough, bro. Like everything that your son struggle with, he great at, and you're not finna make the first time you fight somebody younger than you, somebody in their prime, somebody black. It's not finna be no damn Brian Norman Jr. coming off of that, bro. Stop playing with us, dog.
And that was his offhand.
Yeah,
that's his offhand. What you struggle against mightily happens to be his offhand. That's not even the right hand, yo, man. Nah, bro.
That's what I said. That man got power in both hands. He knows how to cut a ring. And the ultimate thing for me is, and Tate has been telling us this, we have not even seen the tip of the iceberg. People said he didn't have feet. All of a sudden, he got feet. He knocked Cuevas out with a freaking jab. Like, come on,
he knocked that dude like 6 feet across the ring, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying. Halfway across the ring. Quit playing.
He's strong, bro.
Quit playing.
Hey, but you know,
South stuff, man. That's that Georgia stuff, man. That's that stuff Earl used to have, bro. It's Earl used to have. But and you know, even though I'm not a fan of the father, man, the boy can fight. Like that boy out there doing stuff, and I love that fight style. So it is what it is on there. But bro, he ducked it. I'm glad y'all showed me that. I got my you just gave me my live stream for the night. I appreciate you.
Hey, but you know, I was on a live. I was on a live earlier, and you know when the first information was coming out, and I'm big up in Devin because I'm like, okay, Devin Haney take this fight. Oh, you got to put some respect on Devin, man. He taking this fight, knowing that it's tough as a fight. He probably won't win, but damn, just to take it, I got to give you respect for it. And to not seeing it happen, my thing is we heard Norman Jr. come out here and say something. He's been on a channel or two speaking on it. I'm trying to think where Devin is. Devin needed this one of them situations. Devin need to come out here and say something. We need to stop listening to Bill right now. We need Devin to come out here and say something.
Oh, shout out to KO. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. I always like to hear from the fighters. Dre Smith, what it do, homie? Old school, what's good with it? Man, this shit crazy, man. And look, this don't change my opinion on Devin as a fighter. It's just this ain't something that he needed on the way back to building himself. Like, he don't need no 52 fake out moves, no bluffs. He don't need it. He don't need it, bro. Somebody gonna want to put his name on their resume. Somebody. Maybe not T.O., somebody, bro. It's somebody out there for you. It's a path back to you getting to yourself, possibly, but not this. This ain't gonna do it. You just turning people off. And Devin been quiet. He said Brian Norman was ass, but then he turned around. It's like, oh, maybe not so much. He gonna punch that man into middle of next week, literally. Man, that's tough. And shout out to Aunt McQueen.
Where do you think? I mean, if you really even consider it, let's say Devin lost, like where does he go from there? Clearly, if he wins, he has something to gain. You three division champion. You got a belt back again. You on your way. But if you lose on your way already building up, like what? Man, I'm telling you that people want to see that man's head on the platter. It would just be so nasty. And I hate that toxicity. I hate that. So I don't want to see that for Devin, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought he was going to take the Ramirez fight. Tia thought I was going to see Ryan, but then obviously he lost. I'm like, we cool with why we ain't seeing that rematch. Then he pressed Tio. That was a real thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Man, damn, Bill, I want to know for real why? That's my question. Why do it this way? You an asshole, man. They still critiquing you from your last win, and he started explaining why he fought that way. And for the first time, I was like, I could level with you a little bit. You like, man, you wanted to show that, look, if we don't want to get hit, all right, I'm going to buy that. Now, what you going to do the next time? You press T.O., that was real. I'm like, okay, Devin Haney still wants smoke. This shit looking good, even if he don't get the fight, because you know what? It wasn't him. It was T.O. Right after a guy just dodged him, you just unnecessarily bother Brian Norman. And Ann McQueen said it. Viral moment, and you attached yourself to it. That's nasty. With no intent to fight him, that's weak, bro. Like that. Your son didn't need that. It's a lot of shit he needed, but he didn't need that, bro. He didn't need you to do that. Get what I'm saying? Don't sell nobody something that's not happening.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
You feel me, Mike, man? I'm telling you, it's bad because it's like I try every which way to get these dudes the benefit of the doubt, but it's like this one don't look good, bro. Can't explain your way out of this, and you can't say, they priced themselves out or they did this. Nah, you was jumping the gun. That's why Senior was so closed mouth when he was up there. He like, bro, let me just get off real quick. He was trying to force answers out of him. I'm like, if people don't understand what they're seeing here, one guy is entertaining the circus. The other guy is like, before I even go ahead and start doing all of this, let me go see what's up. When he spoke, he made sure he was speaking from himself, like not for his son. He made that very clear. So to me, that's intent. He's making sure what I say here. Appreciate you, Shay. Much love to the queen. What I'm saying here, don't say my son. I'm not speaking for my son. I'm speaking from me. That shit is, and that's also the other problem. You know, Bill is the mouthpiece. You know, Dad, it would hurt to speak up what happened. You know, and you ain't gotta tell us everything, but don't try to build this second part of your career off that same shit from before. Because I'm telling you, it's giving me like, you know, deja vu. Like, yeah, let me attach my name to something and don't really do it. Let me see how many people I could convince that, yeah, I was about to do it because Bill was convinced. I'm like, oh shit, y'all really think about fight Brian Norman? Okay. Then they got up there talking about shit, signed. I'm like, oh, they really sitting. Then today. Tough, man.
Hey, you know,
Shout out to
hey,
Homie Kyle Food again for the 20 piece. He said, Dad quiet because he complicit. Bill ain't out here doing this shit without Dad approval. And it's hard to say that's not the possibility, Kyle, because you know what? I talked to Senior directly, and he said, like, he tried to be mindful of the stuff that he said, because his son don't just be wanting him to get into certain shit. So it's just like a respect thing. And you get what I'm saying? And he vocalized that with me. He told me that. He spoke on that. So it's like, that needs to be the case over there too. Like, y'all need to at least be on the same page, man. If this ain't what you want, bro, you gotta make sure that Bill ain't overdoing it, right? Because this is essentially writing those checks that you can't cash. When you saying you sold us, or that Brian Norman is the guy that y'all pursuing, and it's y'all pressing them. They taking long. Like, he don't just do a little bit, he do a lot of it. Like, he do a lot of it. Look, he's saying 20 niggas looking at one ink pen. Well, somebody sound like, look, he know how I got you know how to play into this shit, bro. He play into it, he do it well, but in the end, it just make you look bad. Now, when you go on these platforms, you gotta over-explain why the fight didn't happen.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Hey, look,
Shout
Judge,
out,
man.
Appreciate that support, homie. Much love, bro. Hey,
Hey, Judge. Hey, man, it's just like, I'm a damn guy, man, but how do I get in front of this? How do I defend this? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's tough.
For real, man. Like, this crazy. I don't understand what the point was, man. It don't make no sense.
Mr. Improv, what it do? Say even Schofield is starting to speak more. Yeah, please let the young Schofield grow, because that's gonna get the fans on him. People see his personality, how he think, more of his response in real time, his reactions. People, and that's what I'm gonna make sure I do here. This by any means do I hate Bill. I ain't none of that. I ain't even got no negative smoke for him. I just wish he didn't take this approach. If what I'm seeing is correct, because I could still be wrong. I don't got all the answers, but from what it looked like you sold wolf tickets and y'all wasn't really doing this. And when I see certain guys that I know are solid individuals in this space that rock with Bill, calling them out on shit, I know something. Certain people don't put their names in the mix of nothing if it ain't for a reason. Like, he ain't just talking just to talk. So that also told me that you was playing to the crowd and not really tending to the business for real. And I'll just make sure I separate. Look, you were doing all of this. I gotta take heed to what Cal said. You can't be moving like this 100%. Dad not know nothing. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? Staying quiet, and if that is the case, if this wasn't what you was on, then y'all gotta be on the same page, because this ain't a good look. You know what I'm saying? You building, bro. Like, for real ones, understand you got cheated, and you probably need more than one fight to bounce back. Or the ones that's giving you a grace. I don't want to say they ain't real if they don't look at it like that, right? The ones that still give you the benefit of the doubt. This is step back to me. It's unnecessary. You get me? And the fighter ain't even the one selling us that you was gonna fight him. It was the dad doing it. So that's tough. You can't do that, bro. You shouldn't do that. You can do what you want, obviously, but you should. Go Majesty, what it do? And probably, yeah, you gotta, I mean, you always ride with your people, but you check them behind them closed doors, man. And if he putting out shit that is harmful for your brand and your name and what you trying to build, is not good. Because again, you don't want to look like you got to another weight class on that same type of time, selling people dreams and whoop tickets. Like, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do better than that.
And you know what? Like I heard you say, Schofield, the daddy talked his trash. And Schofield, he's coming up off from under that shadow. We seeing Brian Norman coming off from under that shadow, but it still seems like Dev has not all the way came off from under Bill's shadow. At some point, he got to come up and let us hear him talk, about what the situation. I mean, he texts Brian Norman was ass, and all this going on, and I ain't heard nobody, say he tweeted nothing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, he tweeted after it and said, well, maybe he not so ass after all, something like that.
Yeah.
After he got that knockout. But since then, he been quiet. So that's why I do think, I ain't say do 100 interviews and go everywhere, but speaking on situations that could, getting in front of certain situations before they spin out of control could do you some good. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hell yeah.
it get to a place where, like, it's not that we trying to know all of their business, but we just be wanting to know the shit that's real that we could speak on. Oh, are y'all realistically planning on fighting them? Okay, if so, then we got a conversation now. If not, then we got to revisit the conversation after doing all this talk for a week straight about how y'all could be potentially fighting each other just not to fight. So it's tough, man. Dev, in my opinion, just does too much. Yeah, he is. Hey, Jay, I agree with that. I think he is necessary. I think they make a great team, and I agree 1,000,000% with what you say. I think he does just do too much at the end of the day, and he's not, wearing them different that many hats. I always say got to be a hell of a job, but it can't be easy. And I think we just see him bump his head a lot, and this is one of the situations where, at least perception from the outside looking in, they like, bro, you still on that BS.
But this is the first time, out of all the stuff they say about Bill and Dale, I think this is the first time where I could really say Bill might got Dev a little messed up on this one. That's what I'm saying. I think Dev might got to be the one to come out and straighten this out. This is the first time I really felt like Bill is putting Dev at a, because who we blaming? We blaming Dev or we blaming Bill?
And for me, bro, that's the thing. I try not to blame anybody, and I try to give a fair assessment as possible. I think the accountability got to go to Bill because he's doing most of the talking, but then Dev wears something as well because he's speaking for you, your brand. And but what Cal's saying makes a lot of sense because you heard Dev say it before, like he rocking with his dad. His dad say so, that's what he rocking with,
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be here. So I feel like his loyalty to his dad is why he rock with whatever he said. Because he like, bro, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this space. So if you're gonna talk some shit, I'm gonna cash the check. I feel like he is cool with it. That's why I think Cal make a great point when he say like he's aware of it. Think about the things that he speak on. So yeah, it's just tough, man. But I make sure that you give the accountability to the one that's doing most of the talking, but you gotta accept responsibility as the fighter too, because you're allowing the talking, right? See, he's very conscious and aware of things that come out of his mouth because he represents his son, and his son don't just want him having any old type of interactions, arguing. You get what I'm saying? They move a certain way, and that's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? They more on the same page, and how you can tell they rock with each other, and it's more of a like respect between the two because he don't got to keep constantly reminding them to dial it back or be constantly under scrutiny and fire because of what his dad is saying. See, they have the conversation, and you see his dad making it an effort in interviews right after that conversation is probably had to not had them wrong kind of interactions. Like I know he hated going left like that, where he just had to do that because he was just building. Like, yeah, I ain't even trying to be on nothing like that. I'm just up here transparent. I talk to him. That's what he do. He just be trying to be transparent with the people, and because they already feel like they know his business better than him, they'll pick a side or they'll just assume that what he's saying is lying. In reality, he's just trying to be transparent and honest with the people. That's why I always seen that was his stance. I never. Like, I guess that you gauge energy different when you get to talk to somebody. That's not fake, yo. He like, bro, I'm promoting. He like, bro, imagine you build your son up for this, and he telling you, like, you get what I'm saying? His position, his why, and how he enjoying it, and for what reason. And like, you wouldn't nobody be to tell you shit if you got to where I'm at. You're my son. Your son start boxing. And I'm like, damn, you make a good point because you're right. I wouldn't shut up about mine neither. But at the same time, you want to make sure that people understand the substance behind the shit that he's saying about his son. He's not just saying it just cause. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from a place. So listen, I like their position, and I ain't even mad at Bill. It's just what Jay say make so much sense. He is great for his son, but he do too much. You know what I'm saying? He do tend to do too much. Look, like going left, talking about the mother. He's like, don't do that. He's like, I'm going.
Yeah.
Something he said, like, when somebody give you a chance to catch yourself from being an asshole and you double down on being an asshole, you wrong. You all the way wrong. Anything you get from that point on, you was asking for. You know what I'm saying?
And
Shout out how cool it again. Back in that super chat, man. He said when folks saying Dad need to speak for himself, come from behind Bill. Haney Cup was out here saying they ain't had no dads in life. Yeah, and now it was like that. They was saying that, and I think, look, you got to make sure it makes sense, right? I don't think he should get rid of his dad and none of that. When people be like, "Oh, his dad is ruining his career," I think that's a stretch. But he do need to. I don't want to say what he needs to do. I think it would be helpful if he spoke more, connected with people. He was onto something. I don't know if Devin Haney was onto something. I don't know if he could ever hear me even saying this. When he spoke on being willing to do interviews with smaller platforms, especially the people that support him, yes, sir, you are onto something. I ain't saying go do 1,000 interviews and you know what I mean? Like, nah, but you are onto something, bro. That is the start of doing it the right. Because look, that's what your dad does. He get on the big platform, the little platform. Meaning he don't discreet get on. He'll get on there. You're doing it and speaking for yourself, and it's coming from people that genuinely support you. Your message is able to get out there the way you need it to get out there. It's coming right from the horse's mouth. You yourself, not your dad. Yeah, your dad can still represent you and speak and talk his shit, but you establish with the people more of who you are, like personality wise, then it's easier to separate Bill from Devin. Because you got Devin doing the interviews, you got him talking to these people. And again, I make it clear, you don't gotta come this way. But I think that's the start. Then with them smaller platforms and letting them know what you want. Like, just don't sell to people bullshit. We don't need to know how much money you got. We don't need to know about all your jewelry unless that's shit you want to tell us. But what we be wanting to know as fight fans, is that the next fight that's coming up, or are y'all just hyping the people for nothing? You get me? That's not too much to ask, bro. Is that really a guy pursuing fight, right? Then we can have a good conversation around it rather than having, really good detailed conversation around, boxing bills around this fight just for it to get yanked before it could even get stamped. So it's like, come on, man. You don't need this kind of promotion when you establish former undisputed and a 2-time world champion, 2-division world champion. Come on, man. Let those accolades that you speak so much of speak for themselves and move accordingly like somebody that's been here. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I've always looked at Bill as a great promoter. Dad was in the tank just a year ago, and they trying to give him $1 million a fight. Now go from that to making $10 or $11 million for your last fight. I attribute that to Bill getting on the ground, going to these platforms and talking his stuff. Even if people hated on him, they built the impressions back up for Devin. He became the most talked about, even if it was because he was hated on. Didn't matter. He was talked about. Okay. But I think this is one of them times where Dev got to say, damn, Dad, you might got me a little messed up on this one. You might, we need somebody to talk for you now at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is the point where Dev might have to come out the closet, man, and just, it's time for you to speak on it. Cause right. Bill might got you a little messed up. And Senior, he always showed Bill respect. He always showed, he talked about the relationship of father and son with Dev and Bill. And you could tell Senior did not want to go there, man. He did not want to go there. And when in the streets, if you talking shit to a dude and then they get to the yo mama stage, that's when there's somebody done ran out of something else to say. And I think it's the first time we seen Bill really perplexed, I guess. You see what I mean? He was at a loss.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah, you notice he usually have other shit to say, and it seemed like in this instance, he didn't have those things to say, so he went off script. He colored outside the lines. That's the shit I don't like when he do it, because you don't gotta do that. My man, yo, you rich, your son rich, y'all still successful no matter what nobody say. You ain't never gotta get to a point where you talking that. Come on, because you be saying you want to be the man of respect. You gotta move a certain way. You don't gotta talk like that fake tough stuff. Because notice, man, that kind of talk be normal. Is like, yo, you talking a whole lot of personal shit. Now you inviting different energy, bro. Come on, man. Why you doing that on behalf of your son? So again, don't represent your son halfway, represent him fully. And great point, McQueen. I was saying that the other day. He do take a lot of the bullets, so he probably does say things that Dev can't, might want to say, might feel like saying without his image having to take a hit directly because it came from him. So his father might be the one to say them things and take what comes with it. So that is true to a degree. I just think you need to be a little more selective with what he put out, because it's people that genuinely rock with him. It's some people that hang on to his every word. So when he over deliver, people be right there, ready to with their hands out, ready to pay. And then it's like you sell us an airbag. You get what
And
I'm
we
saying?
ain't never got a box
Crazy,
again.
bro.
Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Dodge J, what it do, homie? How you feeling?
Hey, months ago, he was on Coach Malachi, and I was able to talk to Bill. And I did tell him at that time, I said, go out the boots, man. I said, it's some flaws there that basically you might could take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And I do think, Boots turned that fight down at 147. He said he'll do it at 154, but he turned it down at 147 with Haney. And I think they would have been more willing to take that fight. But it's definitely something got to do with B. Norman that's got them triggered. They know that's not the fight. I think Boots would have been a better fight. Not that he would win, but it would have been a better fight. But I think Norman gives him a chance to take another devastating loss. You see what I mean? If he get caught, you know what I mean? So that's not the fight, no way. That's not the fight, man. That's not the fight.
Yeah, somebody said Boots turned down Dad.
Yeah, Boots turned him down at 147. You can hear Eddie Hearn saying it. He accepted it at 154 with Dev, but he turned it down at 147.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I didn't even know that was over to him at 47.
Yeah, they got Eddie Hearn talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, you know why that seems weird? Because why would you be entertaining fights with Haney at 47 if he wasn't going to fight Brian Norman at 47? Man, Eddie Hearn get on my nerves. That's basically what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn get on my nerves bad. If he put that out there, he get on my nerves.
Yeah, just the quick
that. I know Boots had said he was about to consider the Teal fight. Green was like, nah. I had heard him speak on that.
But you know what I was telling him? I said, man, when we talking about ducking fights, sometimes it's not the fighter, man. It's not the fighter that ducks. It's the promoter. You see what I mean? I said with the Boots and Norman fight, it's not rocket science that if Norman would have beat Senzaki, he was going to ask for more money. That's why they wanted him to sign beforehand. So smartly, we'll sign it after the fight. Now, you wanted him to sign it before the fight. You ain't had no problem with the weight. See, you was gonna fight at the same time frame. There was no problem with the weight, but only when he wouldn't sign early, all of a sudden the day before the fight, you got a problem with weight. So it ain't Boots, it's Hearn saying, I make more money off you at 54, facing those guys than off of Brian Norman.
He nudged them up there, nudged Boots up there, nudged them up there. Probably told him, look, man, Barrios, I would try to get you that belt, but he's fighting Pacquiao. Probably told him, look, you know what I mean? Norman fighting Sensaki. You know what I mean? You might as well, you get what I'm saying? I can influencing, encouraging, and nudging him to go up. And then think about it, whatever conversation he had with whatever doctor based on what Boots put out there, that probably iced the cake. Told the man you underperforming, and that's all he needed to hear. Oh, what? I'm underperforming? Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So but
they know that Norman fight was gonna be a problem, man. What if Boots lose that fight? The cash cow is messed up. But if you take him to 54, you're gonna make more money out. It's just like the street, man. You make more money out the weight. Higher the weight, the more money you make. So for Hearn, he's telling Boots, look, I got you the unification. You said you want to unify. I did that for you. Now let's go to 154 where I can make some money. Because it's rumors that he didn't make money off the standing on his fight. So he like, man, I gotta take you where I can make some money. You see what I'm saying? And it's not at 147.
Hearn plan is probably to move Boots. I was always saying that because Conor still his fighter and was his fighter way before Boots came into the picture. So that's loyalty. Think about it. When Conor Ben's name was dirty, he still was trying to get him fights and push him. Man, he was getting grilled on podcasts. He was under scrutiny and everything. Respect the loyalty, but just don't forget who he was doing it for. Conor Ben. So now that his name is clear, he had the biggest fight of his career. Close fight, but he lost it to Chris Eubank. Now you talking about 47 and getting back in the mix. A couple belts go free. You get what I'm saying? Brian Norman got one, Barry got the other. Conor Ben gonna slip in there somewhere. And what Dub say? Lewis, what is it? Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker. You got them kind of guys. Eddie Hearn got for one of his people, as he should. Like, you know what I'm saying? As he should. But It's just so many different ways you could look at it. He looked like he got the most to gain from him going up there. Boots,
Yeah.
maybe he can get that monkey off his back of if he's depleted at the weight or underperforming possibly for staying down there. Now he can go into every single fight without that worry, right? That's probably a low fighter. So, you know what I mean? And then he flirted with it already. So, you know what I mean? After the second Karen fight, remember, might be time to go up. So I think with other guys having fights lined up, so him not having an immediate shot at a title again probably helped him make the decision, along with the 30-40% that he performing at, being at 47. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's all about matchups, man. I think Norman would just have been a matchup where Boots would have to open Norman up because Norman not a pressure fighter. He's gonna be heavy on the back foot, not a back foot fighter, but just heavy on his back foot, walking forward. But if you go face Ortiz coming forward. We ain't got to look for him. He coming straight at us, and we can step back and just use our skills. So I favor Boots over Ortiz, but against Norman I think it's more 50-50 because we know Norman got dynamite in his hand, man. Boots pull back straight with his head in the air sometimes, straight on the line. If Norman catch him, it's gonna be, shadow round.
Right.
But I favor Boots in the fight. Don't get me wrong. I favor Boots in that fight. But it's like, as a promoter, though, is that worth the risk when I can go up here to 154 and get a couple fights out of them and make some money? You see what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah. Shout out to Tate, man. He said the Normans didn't want the Boots fight. Listen, I respect it because that's just how you see it from everything you gather, obviously, and it's all good. But for me, we was talking about it again the other day, and again, I always shout my guys out. That's just what I do. Shout out to L-Dub, but he made a great point. He made sacrifices for Karen. Sacrifices was made. Made sacrifices for staying young. You heard Boo say that out of his mouth. Those same sacrifices wasn't made for Norman. And I think it was safe to say and come to the conclusion that he didn't want to pay Norman. This is what Doug was saying in his opinion too. He just didn't want to pay him. That's really why the fight didn't happen. You didn't want to pay that guy. And when you think about it, and you see how he made concessions for 2 other fights that be made, but when it came to Norman, he made it seem like Norman was asking for some shit that he really didn't deserve. But when it came to these other guys, that wasn't the case. So I never blamed it on Boots. It was always on Eddie Hearn for me because he the guy facilitating the moves. He's the guy that keep actively telling us Boots going to 54. Think about something. The first time he said something about Boots going to 54, notice something, y'all. Boots had a whole fight at 47 after he said that. Then he said it a couple more times before Boots actually did the YSM interview and announced it on his own. The intent to me, like you nudged him up there. You get what I'm saying? Maybe
that's all I was saying.
But that's where the intent started to come in at, because you're consistently telling us that a fighter is doing something that he ain't said he doing yet. As a matter of fact, he had a whole nother fight at the same weight class that you said he would be moving up from. What you talking about? Like, you get me? So for me, I don't think it was the Normans. I don't think it was the Normans. Man, they was going over there. They sparred that dude a bunch of times, and they went every single time they get the smoke. Now you telling me I could fight him, and it ain't just in the gym with no money on the line with the headgear, and I could get paid to do it, and I'm gonna be scared to do it? Why? I don't think that shit makes sense.
Think about this, just man. Another thing that let me know the promoters involved. It's a clip. I don't know if you remember them YSM talking to Bozy, and they asked him about what if T.O. This way before the idea of T.O. and Boots were coming out to us, but he asked him what about T.O. female fight? They said we'll take that fight in a heartbeat. We'll take it in a heartbeat. And then when it came about, they didn't take the fight. It's not that I think they know Boots will slaughter T.O., but somebody's telling them no. Don't take the fight. That's not the best idea. Somebody's telling you that because your mind say we take that fight in a heartbeat. And then when the fight came about, y'all didn't take it. And now we see Eddie Hearn whisking you to 154. That was the plan all along, to take Boots to 154. That was the money that I get. That's what money is.
Right. I agree. And shout out to Kyle Cool. I hear you there, but for me, again, if I tell you that I'm looking for a certain amount of money and every offer that you send is less than what I'm asking for, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm letting it be known that this is what I want. This is what I want. and you keep offering. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you hear Boots vocalize that he took money out of his pocket. He never
Yeah.
said that for Brian Norman ever. We just assumed because of the offers was made that, oh, that's money coming out of Boots' pocket. It's tough. It's like, because I think he would have vocalized that the same way he did with the Stanionis fight. And maybe I'm reading between the lines. When he said that, they took money out. Look at Eddie Hearn's face when he said that. It's almost like he didn't want him to say that. Because if you did that, you know what they're going to say. Well, hold on, you took money out. Well, you couldn't do that for him. They're going to be like, but the offers. You sending me offers less than what I asked for. It's like, I get it. It's negotiated. So I've always said this. I don't think it was the fighters not wanting it. I think Norman would have fought Boots. I think Boots would have fought Norman. I think Eddie Hearn, attention was vested at 54 for Boots because he kept putting his name in conversations with 54 before Boots didn't even announce it. Even YSM came up here and said, yo, he wasn't supposed to say that. He kind of premature. Boots, he's supposed to wait for Boots to announce it. He told me this out of his mouth, and we seen Boots announce it after the fact. So it kind of just made me feel like with Boots, he good either way, because if he gets Norman, that's a unification fight. Why wouldn't he want it? I don't think he's scared to challenge himself against Norman. But if you Eddie Hearn, it is a risky fight. Norman looked dangerous as hell. You get
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
54 is equally dangerous or possibly more. So I don't know. It's a lot of different ways. I just don't think that the promoter was vested in the, you know.
Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Like he didn't want to pay that man. I mean, the money is at 47. Shout out to them. I'm telling you.
Hey, let me give you some insight into the Normans too, right? They from Atlanta, right? I'm from Atlanta, right? So some things, the way he talked, the cadence, I understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna run the checkup, man. They're gonna run the bag up. In Atlanta, ain't nothing but the B-side, bro. We all independent. You see what I'm saying? You gonna say you gonna make us do something. If they not gonna make them do nothing, they gonna work, they move, they gonna build up their own shit, and they gonna make you come to them, because that's what you have to do down here. You got to be independent. You got to make the wave come to you, and that's what you see B Norm and them doing. So they got the commodity, they got the hard hitter, they got what everything want. They gonna run the checkup, man. That's just the way it go.
One side got to sacrifice and the other gets everything. I never said that. I never said those words that one side got to sacrifice and the other side gets everything. I never said that. And for me, what I'm saying is very clear. You could look at it different. Maybe you don't see it that way. For me, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he made a sacrifice. He said it out his mouth for the Stanionis fight. He took money out of his pocket. Why wasn't that ever? You get what I'm saying? Why wasn't that point ever made or discussed or touched on when it was Norman Jr.? It was Eddie Hearn doing most of the talking and trying to make us and sell to the fans that they're asking for money that's unreasonable. Meanwhile, overpaying for Karen and then giving up extra money for Stanionis. You made the sacrifices for the other guys. So what sacrifice did Boots make for the Stanionis fight? He took money out. But what sacrifice did Stanionis have to make? He got everything he wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did he or did he not? That's how the fight got made. He said if he didn't get that extra money, they wouldn't have made the fight. So I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you, I don't think what they was asking for was unreasonable. I seen Eddie Hearn constantly focusing on the money that they made before and how based on what they made in a fight that has nothing to do with this one, which would be a unification, is why he should accept this amount. We started matching one fight, the last fight with this fight. Like, you get what I'm saying? One don't got nothing to do with the other. So for me, I've seen sacrifice made for other fights to be made, a repeat of the Karen fight that nobody in the world wanted, Boots included. So he couldn't even get up for the fight. It was, remember, he the same guy that lost the purse bid. Some would say he intentionally did it, but I don't see why that makes sense, just to end up paying to make sure the fight don't be over there for it to be in Philly. So he made sacrifices, but when it came to the more dangerous guy, it didn't seem like he was willing to make the same sacrifice. That's just my opinion of it. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. And I don't think he wanted to pay Norman, which is why he was sold on trying to make the world believe that, yeah, he asking for too much. That's what he was doing. Meanwhile, he didn't say this shit about Karen getting extra money. He didn't say Karen asking for too much. That's a rematch of a guy that he already beat. Some say 12's it. You get what I'm saying? Outclassed him and he fighting him again. And he gets more money because of what? Get what I'm saying? But Brian Norman can't get more money, and he got a belt and fighting him in Philly. But guess what? Guess who got money to fight in Philly? Karen did. Guess who got extra money? Stan Jonas did. But with Brian Norman, he asked it for too much. So that for me, it wasn't on Boots. It wasn't on Brian Norman Jr. I think both fighters would have fought. I think they let their teams do their jobs. And I think the end result was what we got. You could say they overplayed their hand and tried to leverage the belt and they missed the opportunity. No argument. But you could also say you can't tell them what their worth was when in the end result, if the shit that they were asking for is not far off of what the other two guys got to get in the ring. And then the last red flag for me with Eddie Hearn was going to them right before they fought Sensaki and telling them that they got to negotiate the fight right now and not a day after they got the fight out the way. Eddie Hearn is shit. It was never on Boozy. It was never on Bozy. It was Eddie Hearn. I don't even want to say he full of shit. It's just him, you know, finessing the chessboard. I think making shit work in his favor. Get what I'm saying? The way he win, you got a dog in Boots Ennis. If he fight another guy at 47, he has a hell of a chance at winning. But you could also move him up to 54 and clear out some space for a guy in Conor Ben that's been looking to be a champion for forever now. So I could be wrong about all that. That's how I seen it. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to say one guy should get everything and the other guy don't got to do nothing. But if we just apply that same logic, what did Stan Jonas got? He got money. What did Boots get in return as a sacrifice? You get what I'm saying? Like, did Stan Jonas have to sacrifice to fight Boots, or was it vice versa? It was one-sided, right? Because Boots is the dangerous guy. They know what they getting into. They knew that fighting Jerron Ennis would be dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Much like Brian Norman and them, and they just wanted to be paid for it. But it was like, nah, they don't deserve shit. They got $100,000 for their last fight, and we start counting his money. So for me, it just seemed, and this is just my opinion. If somebody see it different, it's cool. But for me, don't seem like he was willing to make the same sacrifices that you made to fight the lesser guys, the rematch guy, and the dude that a lot of people said was tailor-made than the dude that would be, more of a competitive fight, I think, at least on paper, So I always felt like, he solidified it with me as far as the 54 shit, with me thinking that way when he just kept pre-announcing it. Like I'm telling you, y'all know I'm the clip guy. I play a lot of these. That's why I play them in real time. A lot of these interviews, I was playing them. We kept talking about Boots going to 47. Then the last time he said he gonna vacate and go to 54. And then Boots did the interview with YSM. He didn't announce it there yet. Then he did the other one and said he officially going to 54. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I put a lot of the onus on Eddie, because he been not,
blame Eddie. Blame Eddie. It became super apparent to me when I saw Sean Zartel. There's two guys on the internet when it comes to reporting things with journalistic integrity that I really respect. Sean Zartel, my guy L-Dub. So when I saw Sean Zartel saying that Stan Jonas got pretty much what Brian Norman was asking for, I'm like, what the hell was the issue with giving that to B. Norman?
Exactly.
But L-Dub, since my guy L-Dub is in the bit, this is my tinfoil hat theory, and this is why I don't necessarily blame Eddie for making that move. You got a guy under your banner in Shakram Giasov, who was, if I'm not mistaken, the number one contender for the WBA. So you got him waiting in the wings. You got to find a way to satisfy that deal. So if you're not going to allow him to fight Stan Jonas for the title, and you want Boots Ennis to get that, to get that unification, the WBA, you got to pay that man the step aside money, and then you got to find a way to make the ends justify the means. So I think that Eddie was kind of playing multiple sides of it, like you said before, just playing the chessboard, and then also kind of talking out of the side of his neck to make it seem a certain way for promotional purposes and so on and so forth. But you got two guys that you got to take care of. You got to take care of Boots because he wants the unification, and you got to take care of Giasov because he was up. He was up for mandatory.
Conor Ben and making 47 shit. I only say that because I go out with the fighters say. He was saying going back down to 147. You know what I'm saying? He may or may not. And if he don't, then that would just play into, the reason why dude's fathers was concerned about them making this fight. Because Chris Eubanks Sr. said it. That's a 47-pounder. Like, pretty much what you going to do after that? You're gonna lose that one. Now you lost. What do? You stick around at that weight, or do you try to go back down? Or you could have just stayed there anyway. So yeah, man. But he said it. He threw his name in the hat. He still talking about the WBC title, fighting at 47. So I only say that because that's what he's saying. He ain't getting no title at 54. 47 is like, that's kind of the opportunity is there now with Boots dropping them belts, and that's why I felt like he kept saying, "Yeah, Boots going to 54." Soon as Boots said it, watch. Javi was good with it. I feel like Conor Ben gonna slip through the back door somehow. Maybe I could be wrong, but I would think he would want nothing more than to make sure that dude's a world champion, especially a dude that he was trying to get fights even while his name wasn't clear. He was facing scrutiny. They was on his helmet, man. They was getting on Eddie Hearn's ass for that. Like, bro, what was like? I forgot the name of the two guys, man. The podcast he was on, they ain't let him make it. They have that same accent as him and everything. They did not let bro make it. They was like, so why was you still trying to push fights through with this guy name not being clear? Eddie looked uncomfortable. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I get that. I agree. Eddie, yeah, you get me. But see, this is why, bro. It's just a conversation with me. I'm not a right or wrong person. I don't have to, what I said ain't have to be right. It's just how I see it. I understand it's, it's more than one way to look at something. So, but Eddie just, I don't think he doing nothing wrong, but he just probably doing what makes sense in the long run, right? Probably saving Boots some time. Well, you already flirted with it, right? You already said it. So I already been saying it. It's opportunity up here. It's fights for you. You just never know. But it's a lot, man. It's a lot to unpack with that, man. I wanted to make sure people understood. For me, I don't think the two dudes wouldn't have fought each other. I always wish that Brian Norman would have got the money that he was looking for, that his team was trying to negotiate for. You know what I'm saying? Because especially after hearing the last two fights with Moose at 47 got put together, and like I said, concessions was made to make sure those things happen. I'm like, I think sometimes promoters have reservations too. I don't care what they say. And Brian Norman just looking more and more dangerous. So just think about it this way too. It's not about being scared. That's what people don't get. It's more so business, right? If my guy is arguably operating at 30 or 40%, and this dude punching short-term memory loss, really knocking people out to the middle of next month, you get what I'm saying? And you get me? He's surging. He good. He younger. He fresh. He got time here. He ain't struggled. We seen you have a performance. We seen the weight cut look a certain way. We seen how you looked against Karen. We heard you say something about 54. Why don't you just go ahead and go up? Because the last thing you will want is for the fight that is considered you going to the well one too many is when you got in there with Brian Norman. And you get in there and you just the thought, because you have to ask me, because you beat Brian Norman at 30, 40%. I couldn't say that. I couldn't feel confident saying that you could. None of these dudes going to beat that man 30, 40% the way he's been looking. He's improving just enough in the right areas where, nah, man, he's a legit threat. You're going to have to deal with Brian Norman. You're going to have to see him. And the last thing you want to do is see that kind of guy if you got 30 or 40%. So it could be business related too. Let me be very clear. It's not about being scared. I just all think it's business related moves, and Eddie Hearn trying to make the best moves that would give him the most. Guess you get what I'm saying. Real estate on that chessboard, right? You know what I mean? Free up some, because it'll be a log jam at 47 as long as Boo's there. Conor Ben better go somewhere else, and I don't see him beating people at 54 for no title.
I don't know if he goes back down to 47 though, because remember before this fight with Chris Eubank, his last couple of fights have been at 54. So do you go up to 54 to 60 and then just drop back down to 47? Do you do that?
True.
I don't know.
I think he's more dangerous at 47.
Nah, Cal, that's fair, bro. If you could find fault on both sides, that's fair, though. You know what I'm saying? What you said, notice, I ain't say what you said is wrong. I don't think what you're saying is wrong. I think that's fair. Like you find, so you look at both sides and examine both sides. So it's a case to be made on either side. That's why I'm not a right or wrong person. I hope people know what I mean when I say that. I got a way I think, and I know you might see it different. I don't think what you're saying is wrong because I don't see it that way, right? We all got a way we see this, especially when it comes to boxing, man, because there's so many games being played. It's a lot of this stuff that we think, speculate, that you just can't take off the table and say it ain't a possibility. This shit is possible when we're dealing with boxing. You get me? So, I don't know.
Hey, just always say, man, the fighters don't duck, man. That's all they do is fight. Promoters duck, man. All you got to do is follow the money, man. Whoever paying for the fight, though, that's the one that's taking the risk, the one spending the money. So if you look at, okay, they was willing to give Barrios $2 million what he wanted. They gave Stanley Owners what he wanted. Who didn't get what they want? Brian Norman. Well, now you know what the threat is. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. They do what they want. It's always the promoters.
You get me? Say that shit again. You know who to look at the three. Look at the dudes that are the people that got belts, and then look at the one that looked to be the most dangerous. If you're the promoter and you factoring in, I just had a visit with the doctor. He told me I'm underperforming 30-40%. Do you get in there with somebody that just knocks the sense out of the dude, the memory out of a guy? Seriously though, and think about the timing of it. That's all I'm saying, the timing. So promoters, like he said, bro, he looking at who might be the most dangerous. Like, yeah, certain guys you might be willing to challenge yourself at 30 or 40%. But then there's some other guys you like, that guy, I need to be 100% of myself, man. That's not being scared, that's being smart. It's calculated risk. These dudes do it all the time. You get what I'm saying? So that's all. And again, that's just speculation. I could be all wrong.
But the other side of that calculated risk is also the potential reward. So you're looking at a guy like Mario Barrios. This dude was just fighting on one of the big events last year on that Netflix card. Now he's about to be headlining against Manny Pacquiao, headline with Tank. So you got to think about that return too, in addition to the calculated risk. This is a name that more people are familiar with. So we might be willing to go up in there at 30 to 40%, not just in terms of like the risk of losing, but just being able to just maximize the return on the investment. Like bro was saying before, there's a lot of money changing hands to make sure that these events take place, from site fees and this, that, and the third, broadcasting rights, and so on and so forth. It's a whole lot of money being exchanged, and a whole lot of people got to get paid to make sure these things run smoothly.
Right. Shout out to everybody still rocking out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. T-Hell, what it do? And look, man, when y'all got a different a viewpoint, just do want to hear it. I'm not a closed-minded person. I want to hear with the chat. That's why I do my lives the way I do them. I interact with y'all the whole way through. Ask y'all what y'all think. Because it's cool to hear somebody think something outside of how you see it. You know what I'm saying? It's flaws in a lot of this stuff, man. Like at the end of the day, when it comes to these promoters, that they all stretch the truth, lie to us, and they just try to see who can sell the best story. A lot of this shit be bullshit. A lot of it. Or entertainment, however you choose to look at it, right? That shit Bill be doing be good entertainment a lot of times. It's just every now and then he go outside the lines, and then it's like, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think he's good for boxing overall, right?
And I'm pretty sure they got some people nowadays that are looking at analytics, where they look at these little digital breadcrumbs, so to speak. Guys popping up on this platform, tweeting here, tweeting there, then they're able to look at the engagement and be like, oh, okay, so we might have some potential interest in this fight. Look how many people are engaging with this. Look at how many people are making content about this. So then now they start to put things in motion as far as prospectus, like, yo, we could probably put it in this place or that place, and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure these people are smart enough to have a much broader scope than what we have. You know what I'm saying? Like us, we just be thinking about, oh, you heard what he said? And these guys sitting back just watching like, okay. They made another video about this. This one got however many views. It's a little bit of interest here.
Right. Right. That shit makes sense though. I could see it now. Somebody crunching the numbers and shit. The Spence approach is always gonna be something that I think needs to be studied, celebrated, saluted, talked about, explained, broken down. Like it wasn't just him staying at 47 too long. Yo, the man had 2 separate careers. Once that car accident happened, it's unfortunate. That was much different Earl Spence that we've ever seen from that point on. Much different guy. everything he did from there was icing on the cake, bro. Like, you get me? Like, man, yeah, I promise you, boxing couldn't have came up with a more accurate nickname than the truth. My goodness, like, I'm pretty sure the only shit that they ain't telling us is shit we just don't need to know. But far as being the truth, yo, how many fighters do you know? They get injured, they get hurt, anything, take time off, they lose a fight, and they'll tell you how they going when they come back, how much better they gonna be, new improved version. And I spoke on this so many times. Earl Spence never lied to us like that. That man never got in a single interview and said, yo, I'm gonna be way better than I ever been. Y'all gonna see, I'm gonna be like, you know. He never did that shit. And I don't think people paid attention.
Yeah, he did
He
the opposite.
never
If
did.
anything, he said I ain't 100%, but I'm still better than a lot of these other niggas.
Yo, you get me. Dude said to him on Twitter, thought he was getting off on Spence. You'll never be the same. He said, shit, you get thrown from a car and see if you will ever be the same. Like, bro, his responses is accurate and everything. He ain't trying to argue your point. He like, yeah, bro, you right. The man sat in an interview and told the world that Terrence Crawford should be the betting favorite in the fight. My God, you want to talk about the truth? Then he loses to him and proceeds to root for Crawford if he was to ever fight Canelo. Oh my God, man. Couldn't give him a better nickname. I promise you. Promise you. Never. He'll never be looked at. No, Earl the True Spence, because that's really what he is. That's really what he is to me in boxing. Like, that's what he been. So he think about it. Without that accident, that set him back. Think about the torn retina. All this stuff that set him back, and he still gave us an undisputed fight. Take the injuries out the mix, he probably able to deliver that a little bit sooner and go up to 54 a little bit sooner in a perfect world. So that's what made his sacrifice genuine, unique, and I think it need to be appreciated, because we knew damn well he was on borrowed time. He probably was against his best interest to stick around at that weight class. But what did he do? Said, nah, I gotta get you out of this fight. My son is a super crybaby, bro.
That fight would have happened a lot sooner if not for the setbacks, because he had two of them.
Mm-hmm.
He had two of them. And you know what's so funny is looking at it in retrospect, the Danny Garcia fight, the writing was on the wall. But the fact that he was still able to beat Danny Garcia in the state that he was in,
You get me?
that we still had
Hey.
hope. Like, man, this dude really might be the closest thing to Superman we got right now in boxing. But you go back and look at that fight, he was having issues with his balance and so on and so forth. But we just ignored the sign, because once again he was successful, man. He won.
Pointed that out to me. He was one of the first people that pointed that out to me about the balance. And I went back and watched it, and you know, it's crazy. It made me, I felt crazy that I didn't catch it in real time. Like, it made me feel like, how didn't I see this in real time? And that just, I was like, this dude really be studying, because I really overlooked it. And I think it was coming because I was saying how he looked. Maybe the conversation, it was a reason you went to telling me, like, nah, even with the Danny Garcia fight, you like, yo, it's seen it. Go back and look. I really went back and looked, bro, and I could see points where, like, his balance. That's something that you pointed out, and it that was always compromised since that accident. I don't want to put too much on you, but are you the guy or the person that sent me the clip with a split screen, or it was a video was showing you how Earl Spence looked before the accident and then after? You say you almost brought a tear to your eye. I thought it was you that said, like, the difference in the two people that you watching is crazy. It's a big difference, bro. Sparring.
Yeah, that one, and then the other one too that Boxing Gems had put together when he was like, it's not the same Errol Spence.
Right.
It was just
Body
like,
attack, like,
bro,
you see
it was
bro.
night and day, man. It was night
Everything
and
is
day.
different. His stance, position, fluidity, like, bro, you name it, it's different. Boxing is different, bro. It take everything from. That's why I said, bro, do y'all realize he gave us them fights after that accident? Is crazy. That's why I got the hate on him is wild. Like, you can't like boxing though doing that. Like, that man gave us fights when he definitely was probably not supposed to even be in the ring. And I noticed he got fatigued in that fight too. And in the back half of the Danny Garcia fight, he looked like he took a couple rounds off. I never seen Earl Spence do that in no fight I've ever watched until the Danny Garcia fight. Like, oh shit, like he got a little winded or something for, whatever. Shout out to Mike Kirkland. Check for Spence and Wilder being true fighters in my eyes, man. They are, man. They are. Steph, what it do, homie? How you feeling, man?
Hey, what's good, man?
How you
Shout out to
feeling,
you
bro?
in the chat. What's up, Ant?
Steph, what up,
Always good
man?
to hear from
I'm
you,
just
man.
chilling.
Samuel.
Been in and out of the chat, and listening and whatnot. Just want to quickly check the bill stuff real fast.
Talk to me.
I'm trying to understand like what's really what's wrong with that situation, and I've just been following the timeline just over the last, let's say, anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, and then just kind of listening to you guys, listening to the boxing community. But anywho, specifically towards the Brian Norman Jr. stuff, from what I can see on that stuff, man, Devin, he and his dad put out that hit list going on what is that 3 weeks ago now, almost 4 weeks ago now, something like that. They put that hit list out and literally have gone down the list, 1, 2 here, skip 1, 3, and 4, and so on. And now we here we are when we get to Brian Norman. I remember about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, listening to BF talk about it, and he was very excited. He was saying, "Yo, this next fight, y'all are gonna be really surprised. Y'all gonna be really happy about this, and yada yada yada."
Right.
And come to find out, maybe that real spill got pushed out a little too early, and then we all found out, of course. And then I remember Bill kind of going back and forth on a few channels, and then Norman Sr. started kind of chattering about it. But at that point, they were kind of very well respected, and they kind of just gave like us an origin story. Like originally they wanted to kind of spar and no, we gonna fight one day and such and such and such. And then they get there, and it turns out that Bill did send them an offer. I don't really know all the terminology on that, but it's an offer. So I mean, why? Who? What? They want to fight. We want to fight you. We want to test you. We want to do it for money and for the glory. Devin, man, in my opinion, doesn't really duck the smoke, man. He's about it. And I'm kind of repeating what BF would say. He's about it, man. That's it. Even if his naysayers are going against it, meaning his family, or saying, nah, don't do that. That's crazy. He's with it. So you fast forward some more, Brian goes and does what he does over there in Japan, has a sensational knockout. He's riding high, very well deserved. That was very impressive. And I'm a big fan of him too. Been watching him in his last 3 and 4 fights, so I'm stoked for him. I'm sure they have it. They're getting it, and they're kind of going back and forth. Meanwhile, Bill is still out there, man, trying to get a fight for his son. He's chasing down people. He's calling people, literally on that hit list. And then Hitchens kind of has some glory there. And then he puts Devin's name in his mouth. They approach him, nothing. You come back to Norman again. You fast forward to yesterday. I was listening to shout out to BVO Sports TV. Him and Dub Brightside were talking to Norman Sr. Norman Sr. told them, fight sign, ready to go. We're ready to do this. They about to smoke now. Then you turn around this morning, Norman Sr. Hops on there with Fanon and just tells him it's a verbal agreement. That's all. That's it. Then, I'm listening to a couple channels today, and of course, Bill and Norman Sr. kind of going back and forth. I didn't really see all that. I'm not really trying to pay attention to all that, but, they're doing their thing. But I'm sitting here listening, and Bill's just kind of, we're crapping on Bill. But all I see Bill doing is offering these guys. They're about it. They're not going to offer and take it back off the table. So, you know what? We don't want. No. It's a yes. Yet we're giving him crap, and the people whom he's challenging, it's this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, all right, cool, man. Cool. That's how we're going to do things. I'm just a little lost in that. So I don't have a problem with what the Haneys are doing, man. And same thing with the Normans there too. Just specifically talking about this subject, but push comes to shove, man. I think DHP is doing right. I mean, they're the people who are offering it. It's up to these other guys to accept it. And I'm seeing some of the names in the chat there. Some who know me well. I tell them all the time, man. Look, man, a lot of these guys just don't want to fight the smoke. They just don't want to do it, man, for whatever reason. Until I see otherwise. And when I say that, I'm just talking specifically about some of the names that we talk about on a daily basis.
Right.
Some of our favorite fighters.
Yeah.
No disrespect to higher or lower tier boxers, but just talking about these guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I do want to see that fight. It don't matter when, sooner rather than later, but I definitely want to see the fight.
Yeah.
Definitely. We need
Me
that.
too.
We want that.
Me too. I think I guess it got through kind of what threw me off is when he Senior was saying like they the ones that spoke to Turkey first. Yeah. So that's what he was telling Bill, like, why are you making it seem like y'all pressing us for the fight that got brought to us? Like, we talked to the man. So I'm thinking that's where the offer would be coming from, right? Because he'd be the guy putting on the fight. But I just hate that it kind of fell apart the way it did, the way it seemingly did. They apologized for talking to each other the way they did. Somebody told me so that's cool, but it just seemed like the fight ain't happening now, though. Something like that. Adrian Clark said he must be getting punked, but it was like from what he hearing, they saying there's no Haney, or Norman Jr. fight. And I'm like, wow, it sucks, man. But Haney's been showing the willingness to fight. I give him that because they pressed Tio right after Ramirez, and that's why I said I just want to see them build off that because that's legit. Like even when Tio get to telling that the money was right and they was just trying to rush it. And is Haney their guy? And was Boots thing ever real? That's what I like to hear, man. He didn't want to fight him. I think Norman will fight him. I think they'll fight each other, but it probably seems like it makes sense for them to go in a different direction right now anyway. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't make the decisions for him, but the names that have been synced to his name since beating Ramirez, I like. And if he go in any of them directions, I'm rocking with it. I want to see any of them.
Well, like I said, let me say this before I say that. If I were Senior, I would have just said, you know what? I wouldn't really say anything, but I'd just be like, we're negotiating. That's it. That's all I would give you guys. Just that little nugget.
And I'm cool with it because
Yeah.
I don't want to know the ins and outs. I don't want to know nothing that's going to weaken or damage the fight. None of that. I just need to know as a fight fan, that's what y'all intentions are. Y'all talking? Cool. Shout out to Shay. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Somebody else said that. Somebody else called him out on Twitter for that too. Forgot who it was. It's somebody close to him, I thought, or somebody that rocked with him. I can't think, man. It'd be so much going on. But overall, man, I think he means well. He gonna get you hyped. I wonder what fight they're gonna end up making. You know what I mean? I ain't stuck on this fight not happening. It's life after this. Okay. This won't be the first time a fight didn't happen. I'm not truly let down all that much because I think it's other great fights to make. Devin Haney, I'm really interested to see what his next move gonna be because he been sinking his name with the smoke. And I ain't gonna say all of it is smoke and mirrors. I think he'll fight guys and give him the opportunity. Shit, like I said, when the story read that it's Tio that walked away from him and not vice versa, and he the one that's supposed to be broken, I'll never understand that. So that dude got to still be dangerous to some of these guys if they ain't confident that they could beat this version of what they say he is now. It's kind of crazy.
And then one final.
Yep, Shaver, facts. They can always revisit it.
Oh, yeah, I see what she said. I would respond on the shower there. I would just say, Bill was being the spokesperson there and knowing that he works in conjunction with Turkey and they're saying yes on their end, I would believe it. And then I was going to say my final comment with Boots and Norman, I didn't really get too much into that too. Big fan of both. Still want that fight.
Right.
I would just say Boots all along knew that he was moving up. Cool, man. That's what's up too. I would just say, fight some guys, man. Fight some smoke. I believe in you. I want to see you continue to
Right.
be that guy, and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
need those names. So it's time to mix it up with someone on your level.
Right. 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 And then, like I said, man, it's just sometimes we get bummed out, and I get it because of the energy that put in. But people gotta forget this shit is entertainment, and they gonna make shit fun for us. Everything ain't gonna come to fruition, and that's okay. Yeah, hell yeah, man. For me, Shay, I don't even disagree with people. I try to teach people it's a different way to have a conversation, because disagreeing means that I gotta be right now. Other than that, there's no reason for me to disagree with anything you say. I don't care how different your opinion is. I'm gonna be like, all right, this is coming from somebody that watched this shit, study, and think for himself. I respect you enough to respect whatever your opinion is. However different it is, it is. I don't believe in agreeing to disagree either. I think that's stupid. I think it's foolish. Like, I like having a conversation, and whenever somebody sees something different, let's have a conversation. And I don't gotta be right. And my word, you know what I'm saying? My viewpoint ain't gotta be the one that's right. I don't care. I just like to, talk about it and make it make some logical sense to the people. So yeah, man, hell yeah. I like difference of opinions. Bring them on up, man. Calling out. The only thing we come back to is they can revisit. How about they stop capping it? Yeah, I say that because I think capping, as we call it, or we put it, or front and lying, stretching the truth, bullshitting us, leading us on. I think that's just a part of what boxing is, because it's entertaining, and people sometimes gonna do what's entertaining, right, or what they deem is entertaining. I'm just not saying it's cool, but I ain't tripping on it. I would rather a whole lot of energy not be put into it as if it's coming and it's not. So when we say we can revisit it, it's like, all right, y'all try to make a fight. I couldn't agree. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't realize that that's how a lot of fights get made. They don't get made the first time around. You get me? So it's nowadays everything be so public that it kind of forces us to feel a way about it. It's like we start trying to figure out and decipher, man, who holding this damn fight up? Is it you over there? Is it y'all over there? So that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, stop. Don't set the people up to think something is coming if it's not. You tell somebody a sign, whoever it is, people hear a sign, they like, oh, all right, this is next. It's a sign. That means we about to get a fight. So yeah, you gotta be mindful of the things that you put out to the people, because you're gonna set the expectations for something that you possibly won't even be able to deliver on, because you get what I'm saying. Everything ain't even in your control. So yeah, man.
Additionally,
It's a delicate balance,
we
man.
gotta stop setting ourselves up for it too, man. That's the other end of it. It's like we set ourselves up for it as fans. You look on boxing scene and you look at the schedule. If you got an app like Boxing Showtime, and they have the schedule, and you see all these fights that are lined up, and then you go across all the panels, and we're not talking about anything that's happening this Saturday. We spending more time arguing with each other about hypothetical situations that may or may not come to pass. But we do know what we have in front of us as fans, as far as what we'll have for consumption. And we spend more time talking about all the other stuff than that.
That's a fact.
So we gotta bear some of the responsibility too for the emotional roller coasters that we put ourselves on.
That's
And then
true.
now we screaming at each other, yo, your man duck your man, and that man pussy. And the next thing you know, I'm gonna see you. You going crazy, and it's like, how about we just talk about Zoto Ramirez versus Uniel Dorticos, which is coming on this Saturday.
Shout out to you, Famo.
What do I know? I'm just a nigga with a laptop.
Okay, now you're right though, man. You know what I mean? You're right though. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all boys coming up to rock out, man. Shout out to Feed Me More X, man. Look, tap in at 4 p.m. every day. We gonna be back here tomorrow, 4 p.m. The link will be dropped. We gonna build on some boxing. Shout out to Steph and my guys at McQueen, man. Y'all can get y'all final words, man. I appreciate y'all too coming up here to rock out with your boy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I just want to get that off with you and see what you thought.
I always like talking to boxing with you, bro. Always
Definitely.
like hearing, you because you got one of the most level-headed perspectives. It don't matter how different it is. It's level-headed. It's always thought out, respectful, and I can rock with it. I rock with you. Shout out to you.
Yes, sir. Peace and blessings to you. You too, Ant. Be well, man. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.
You already know. Shout out to my homie, Professor Ant McQueen. What it do, man?
Hey, man. Let's try to be Better boxing fans. Like, it's always good to entertain and stuff because it is entertaining. Like I said in the chat, it's addictive, bro. It's like junk food. Talking about the ongoing saga that's going back. Yo, did you hear what so and so did? You see so and so dropped a clap back Thursday? It's entertaining, but that's only one part of it. It's not the whole of it. And then so long as we continue to, as boxing fans, look at it as though it's the whole of it and not have a more comprehensive view of boxing, then we're going to continue to be spinning on wheels and arguing with each other and cursing each other out and hitting each other with the 86 blicky and all that other stuff. So let's just be better boxing
none
fans.
of that. Let's build, man. I'm telling you. That's how we get better. Having an Ant McQueen on, if you got an Ant McQueen in your chat, that him being on the panel brings the property value up. That's a smart dude. That's my guy. And he's just as sharp in real life, too. I had the pleasure of meeting Ant McQueen, man. He's solid. Shout out to the big homie, J Hardcore, man. Sending some prayers up to J Hardcore, man. You get yourself back to 100%, big homie. And we here rocking with you. Shout out to the JBT family. It's the only way to get better from each other. That's a fact. So shout out to everybody. Big shout out to my dog, Cal Cooley, man. Mike Kirkland. Man, y'all always two of the biggest supporters, man. I rock with y'all, Big Dog Willie, the rest of the gang. Shout out to the Queens in the chat, Shayla. And I rock with y'all, man. Look, hit the like button, sub to the channel, notifications on, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to be cooking tomorrow again. 4 p.m. Shout out to Feed Me More X, man. Tap in, man. I'll drop the link. And shout out to the UK. You know, I'm telling you, 7 in the morning talking about, and this is after we done watched the whole Boops card, bro. We done watched the whole card. We still was talking boxing. Junkies, man. God is out that drive. It was worth the expense. I'm telling you, we had some fun, bro. Had some fun for sure, man. Shout out to my homie Ant McQueen. But y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this good Thursday, man. And I'll be all with y'all tomorrow, 4 p.m. Peace to the family.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. 4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.